All right, Rick, go ahead, man. Just start off with that. First of all, what's the issue that you have with women today? What is it?
The kleptomania is I appreciate you asking me, Tahoe, because it's having me on and just I have so many things that I hold near and dear to my heart.
It's an epidemic. Talk about
it. At my house. And is this a safe space? Am I safe?
No.
Safe.
You not. I'm going to attack you. Just do your thing.
She can't hurt me now, right?
No, she can't get
me.
She can't get me now. Listen, all I did was I asked them, and I was just being considerate. And I said, if you had a man and you was washing his clothes and like 200 and like 20s, ones and fives and things come out of the britches, what are you gonna do with them? What you think they told me, Tahoe? What you think they told me?
They're gonna take at least a couple
and keep them bitches
and put the rest on the dresser. At least say that.
Tahoe, that's not what they said. Tahoe, not only did they not say take some and leave the rest on the dresser, they said they're gonna take it all and they're not gonna do anything that you even would benefit from with the money. So like she's taking this 200 and then she's gonna go buy like individual lashes and like a bottle of mousse and then that's it.
Yeah. But after
they don't even get you like a food.
They move like
serum and shit.
Women move like raccoons in your crib, bro.
You don't remember that you left $200 in your pockets that I gotta wash the clothes.
You're supposed to be a helpmate, not help yourself.
I'm helping you wash your clothes, and I'm recovering the money you was missing.
So, since when would you pay $200 to get my clothes washed? Since when? How is that helping me? Then you're going to take the money and go do other shit with it.
You want to take a you want to start the press. See, it's not about the washing of the clothes. It's the fact that you is the bank account. You the check-ins. I'm the savings. What you don't miss, I get.
So the thing is, it's more like, it's more like I'm a peaceful, little like garden mouse, and you are the snake, and you are looking for me wherever I may be, because it doesn't matter how peaceful I am. You want to only disturb my peace. I'm not even in your diet.
But if I didn't tell you,
I'm not even in your diet plan. You normally eat stuff way more, gamier. But for whatever reason, you hunting me down. And that's what they do. And what they do is they don't just take the hoodies. No, the reason why it's an epidemic is not because, yes, they don't take the hoodies. It ain't just the hats. It ain't just the socks. It ain't, no, they don't just get those type of things. They all up in your house. They taking things like your towels now. They taking things.
I don't be having no towels. I bought them towels over here.
Lies, and that's the thing. You may have brought them, but once they stayed here, you are now stealing.
Okay, let me tell you something. I'm no longer a guest when we go together. This an extension of me. It's not my house. I don't pay the bills. I'm not on the lease, but I could be. So when I come here, I'm behaving as if what it's like if we live together. I be like, babe, I can't pay the rent here this month. You gonna look at me and say, bitch, you never paid the rent here ever. And that's cool, but that's how it's supposed to be. But that don't stop me from bringing stuff here. If I bring it here, like you like the little mugs and I got your little name on with your favorite, your favorite game player on it. I got you the little mugs. You don't use that shit. So if I walk in with it, what does it matter? Drink coffee. You don't even drink coffee. What are we talking about?
Those are accoutrements. See, the difference is, right? You are doing that because you do know that I have a sophisticated palate. The difference is, right? If we being real, like when you take the money, I don't trip. Right? When you take the hoodie,
because you knew you wasn't gonna use that change, bro. You did not care about
$200 is change.
Yeah,
$200 is being changed. Is crazy.
I'll wake up
because him personally, he make at minimum $1,000 a day in the stock market.
I don't do that. I don't do
you
that.
You is a liar.
So what are you doing right now?
Me, I don't make
change. That ain't even your regular job.
Y'all gotta stop being more rooted in reality, bro. You come into my crib, you taking everything of value, and then immediately when I ask for it, you try to devalue it. If it wasn't worth that much, why would you take it?
Why?
If it didn't mean nothing, if this money wasn't nothing to you, why are you taking it? If it's just pocket change, why are you taking it? Then the shit is at your crib. I'm going to your crib. I'm seeing my shit. I'm seeing my stuff at your crib, and I don't even know if it's mine anymore. You ever try to put your clothes back on in her crib, and the shit don't even feel the same no more? Like, I took my hoodie back off and just left it.
Man.
It don't fit you, because guess what? You had that same hoodie in your closet for 2 years, and you was just swiping through like, shit, I'll wear it eventually. Never found nothing to wear. Just kept buying new shit. But when I find it, I want to revitalize it. Now I'm the problem. I'm the bad guy. That $200, if you was really feeling like you needed it, it would have never ended up in the laundry in the first fucking place. You would have never been like, I forgot. You're not that tired where you forget a measly $200.
It was in my pocket. I was keeping it close to my body. That's how much I needed it. It was literally on my person.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I took my clothes off.
In the washer, and it came out in the dryer.
Listen, bro, y'all need to stop this shit because y'all wouldn't like it if I was stealing shit from your crib.
Y'all take out leftover food all the time.
You know
Stop it.
crazy?
Y'all eat all our food all the time. Like, it's crazy. Man,
are you a good woman or not?
To be able to spend money for food, just having a man, y'all eat so fucking much, bro. I can run off of coffee and a pack of Ritz crackers for the whole day. Y'all eat like crazy. Y'all can eat a fucking sandwich from fucking Jimmy John's. You turn around and eat a bowl of pasta. Then y'all turn around and eat steak in the evening.
Rick, hold on. I see what's going on here. Rick, hold on. I see what's going on here. We're going to talk about, like people making sense and people not making sense. This is what we're about to do. First of all, I got Yesterday here in the house. Welcome back to So Shameless, everybody. Y'all already know. Me and Yesterday holding it down today. Trauma, of course, is out of town. Dodge says she has some stuff to do. I wanted to make sure we got to the business. We got a lot going on this week. So I was on Twitter. And I saw, when you follow somebody, especially with like Paris, she always in the midst of some shit. So it said, Paris is in this room. Paris is in this room. And I was driving uptown to go pick up my kids today, who, by the way, we released their new podcast for autistic children. Go online, support the kids. If you have people who have autistic children in their life, please go on over there, send it to your peoples. The show is called Elijah and Amari, ALIJAH. and AMARI on YouTube. Elijah and Amari, they're in there talking about Donald Trump. They're talking to their sister. They're talking about going on dates. They're talking about all types of stuff. And it's just an amazing experience, I think, for autistic children to be able to see themselves, just moving regular in this world and just being highlighted. So go check that out. But I was going to pick them up from school today, and I saw Paris in my brother Rick Code's space on Twitter. A lot of times I just go into these spaces, I just listen to it like it's a radio show. And I heard him speaking about a topic, and I said, yo, bro is on point. Bro is smart. I want to have him on the show. And I'm glad they came and joined us today. Yes. But I went to Paris's page.
Don't start.
Always something over there.
There's something wrong with you, sis. There's something wrong with you. We're going to talk about people making sense and people not making sense. Rick, I'm here for you, bro. I'm here for you.
She can't hurt me now.
What is this?
What is what? How to stay ahead of men. This is my red flags list. I'm letting y'all know now. This is going to be a 3-part situation. Maybe even more, because men got a lot of flaws. And I got a whole lot to say. Coming in at the top spot, calling himself an alpha male. Fatherless behavior. Have you ever heard a lion announce when he was going to roar in the jungle? You ain't never heard that before.
What is the lion going?
He never gonna say that. You ain't never heard a lion be like, stand back. I'm finna
They don't roar. First of all, I'm not with the alpha male shit. I'm never gonna
They never say that. A lion ain't never been like, hold on, bro, real fast.
I agree. I agree with you, Paris. I agree with you on this one.
You ain't
I was just gonna say.
I
was just gonna say, Tahoe. I know I'm on your side today, but she ate with that one. I fear.
That one, yeah. She got that one. That one, she got that one. She got that one.
I want to disagree, but if you could just keep it going, so I can find something.
I ain't gonna lie.
Then
I disagree with myself on this one too, because any nigga that says alpha male, high value man, any of that shit.
If you gotta announce it, it's not worth it. Like it's just not.
And listen, yesterday I wanna listen because I got homies, right? And I got some homies. Shout out to my my homie Greg. You know, he has a whole like alphacology thing, man. But
Greg is 5'9". No one was listening to him.
Listen, all I'm saying is I just ain't never subscribed to that. All that, you know, again, I ain't trying to knock nobody hustle. So all the alpha male gurus out there, y'all keep it up, man. But boy, I just feel like, hey man, it's gotta be a better way, man.
It ain't
and listen,
nigga. I'm
gonna say it like this, I'm gonna leave it alone. I ain't never heard, you know, like I told him the other day, you know, you can't be him just because you say you him. The bitches gotta think so too.
They gotta think him. You gotta be crowned him.
You can't
exactly,
and vice versa, you know, cause like bitches make all of the himothies and niggas make all the bad bitches. It's just they think that everybody else got something to do with it and they don't. You know, that's just my take, but I'm gonna digress. What you know, let's
go. Let's move forward.
He just did it. Everybody else fell in line. A man who's under 5'10". Megan Thee Stallion is 5'10". As a man, why are you the same height as a woman? I know you're gonna say it's genetics. Genetically, you need to grow. If you can't do it, you might as well come over here with us and date men.
Paris, how old are you? How tall are you?
That's not important.
Paris, how tall are you, Paris?
I'm the size of a lady.
You are the size of a child. If that's the case, then you're a child.
I'm petite. I'm a little lady.
That was a crazy point of reference too.
What's
She's
that?
a big girl. Yeah.
She said Megan Thee Stallion 5'10". I'm like, oh, goddamn, how we start there?
Rick, what you think about this?
I think we all seen that picture of Brittany Renner, and I think Shawn Michaels really missed a great talent. If my boy T. Ferris and them wouldn't have had her, the WWE could have absolutely turned her into a massive superstar with all of her stature. I'm sure she would have been one of the first women to beat the Undertaker. She would have broke his streak at WrestleMania if it wasn't for the. Oh wait, I'm just my fault. Hold on. Will you see her in the purple? I'm just saying she's a little bit.
She's a big girl.
That's a big listen. And her biggest. Megan thought I was playing, but I was like, man, Meg got to be 250, 260, you know. But I still don't agree, you know what I'm saying, with what she's saying, mainly because as the main overnight shift manager at the Keebler L Factory, Paris often doesn't get to get outside and see all of, you know what I mean, the diaspora of the different men in the way that they come. And so every woman thinks that every man that's over 5'10" is a real nigga, and every nigga up under is somebody they can pick up. But I can assure you, for the most part, there's not a lot of women that can handle a lot of men in that regard. So what I would like women to do is wake up, because y'all wasting y'all time. First off, and I'm gonna just say this, I'm gonna leave it here. If you are above 6'3", you're taller than 90. If you're, I think it's 6'2" and above, you're taller than 93% of the world. 93%. It's only 7% of the entire world population that's 6'2" or higher. So 9 times out of 10, you gonna be talking to somebody that's less than 5'10" or 5'9", unless you in Scandinavia or some shit.
I'm not affected by that. I date black men.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Black men are shorter than white men on average. I bet you didn't know that.
But it gets worse. That wasn't even the worst part. Here we go.
That's women's height. Showing up with children. Why are you already required to take care of another bitch before you get to me? There's already a woman out here who getting your money. And if you're not taking care of her, I potentially got a problem with that too. Because are your kids straight? You're not gonna have me around here with a deadbeat.
Niggers.
The double whammy is crazy. Double whammy is crazy.
Paris, please, are you serious right now? You can't have kids out here?
You can't, and if you
wait a minute. When it comes to them baby mamas, they
shit.
She gonna come back. She gonna come back.
My bad. My
God.
My bad. No, my bad. I was trying to get rid of the video, not you.
Did you get triggered?
My bad. Yeah, because I got mad kids. Y'all already know I got mad kids.
You got a lot of cheering to all.
And then I'm marrying in the 2 kids too. So yeah, I got mad kids. I gotta have a whole station wagon or something.
You got a lot of
cheering.
U-Haul. Your kids ain't ugly, but you got a lot of cheering.
Yeah, I got a lot. I don't agree with you.
You got a baby mama, just one of them. She is legally entitled to monetary compensation.
I gotta make bread.
And that's why I'm so crazy, because it's like, realistically, what would it look like telling another bitch, yeah, you know, my man take care of 2 women? Because that's what it translates to. When you say, oh, I'm a stepmom, you saying, my nigga take care of 2 bitches. He take care of me and somebody else who ain't fucking him.
And I take care of my moms. So what happened? That just means that I'm able to take care of you. I'm a responsible man. Let's be realistic.
That you got a 7-year-old with.
A man that has children and that takes care of his children is a responsible man. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about a man that's actually a man.
And I'm okay with that. The issue is I am selfish. So when you saying like, oh, I want to take care of my kids, and my mom is like, this whole benefiting off you, ugly self.
And that's another thing, Rick.
I'm trying to help you for real.
We got it.
Rick, she just stepped into the hole. Why are women out here talking about it's okay to steal from men and they selfish? All of these negative things these women is saying that they doing. Oh, I'm selfish. Why would I want to date the person that's telling me they selfish?
Well, because what I look like, I can make sense in my mind. You gotta go and take care of this raggedy tail heifer who had a child.
Yo,
but you're not even fucking her. I can understand that who was like, oh, we still, you know, I still get the knock of that. You're getting off of it.
See, the reason why
I'm just supposed to be cool with this bitch getting my money from you because, oh, y'all got a kid together? No, just give us the kid, lady. Tasha, we're gonna take the kid. You go figure it out.
Okay, Rick, please talk to your friend.
When you were asking about the selfishness, I couldn't help but thinking back to my height challenge friend, and the thing I couldn't help but think is like, you know, as she was speaking about the kids, again, I was reminded of actually why the men in the community are so short. And it's because all these 6'5" dudes keep getting with people like her height and creating all these 5'7" men because they selfish. And see, the selfishness, they don't just steal. You see what I'm saying? Now you see what I was saying. Now they don't just steal your money. They don't just steal your hoodies. They don't just steal your accoutrements, right? You be at the haberdashery just having a ball, and then they come home and just take it all, right? But they're selfish even in your life essence. They're taking your height. They're taking away your genes and ability to be able to produce somebody that's of a natural height that will be respected.
Why you had a baby before me and you knew we were supposed to be married?
Now, see, here's the thing. This is where I do agree with you on. I'm gonna see how I can ask this because I don't have any kids yet. I don't think she does either. For the niggas out there with kids and women, are y'all gonna save some babies for the rest of us? I just want to know y'all baby mama and the fuck out of these bitches these days.
Yeah.
Listen, and they gonna keep going to get a new baby mama. They don't even want to keep the old one.
That's always the issue. See, now if you just keep on baby mama in that last one you had, I wouldn't have no issues with you. But baby daddies and baby mamas are like, they are the newest baby. They don't never. Baby mamas and baby daddies never date people with kids.
I do. I love me a person with kids because that means you don't want no more. Besides the fact, I think the niggas that's in their 30s that don't got no kids is the problem. Like that means niggas has been out here dating and 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 fucking and fucking and fucking and fucking and abortion and abortion and abortion and abortion. That nigga just been having his way with like what he got for you, sis. He doing him.
Tahoe, she can't get pregnant if
that's
you're not in her butt. She can't get pregnant if you're not in her butt. And so you just got to realize that women were built with birth control, right? And so if you have been more...
Yo, all right. Yo.
If you had been more diligent in your approach, then we wouldn't even have to have this 35 conversation because me and you will be alike, brother.
I got Rick Cole from the Pull Up Podcast. Yo, Rick, tell us about your show.
Hey man, it's just a ragtag band of misfits, man. We just got together because we used to smoke all the time and drink together. We say, hey, bro, we should put that shit on the pod. Pandemic happened, and you know we threw it up. We've been doing it on and off for like 2 years. We really just started locking in like I said over the previous year. You know, just really getting everything established. We got a new setups on the way. We got new new stylings and things like that. But overall, we just talk about current topics and really we just shoot the shit, past experiences. Two of my co-hosts, they're married. I'm not. One for like 19 years, other one for like 12 years. Both Dallas natives. So good dynamic as well, because you know how that women is. They don't want to listen to no dude that ain't got no. So then I got two of them. So you can't never tell me. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But check us out. Like I said, we also do on the channel. If you're looking for it, it's YNHT Films. Just look up YNHT Films on YouTube. You'll find all of our stuff because we also do food reviews. We got a chef that actually does his own show called How We Do It, where he goes through and shows you how to make different things based on a budget, so it's never too much. You know what I'm saying? Great for all the people that's like, foodies, but ain't really got that foodie money. It ain't exactly that because, like I said, he did actually go get a culinary degree and things, so he was a chef long before he was a potter and things like that. But so shout out to Cooking with Kaya though. I'm not a hater like women, but
yeah,
they've been on
matter of fact, I got a little video of a woman talking about Cooking with Kaya. Right here.
Make an Alfredo in peace.
Yesterday, matter of fact, how you feeling today, brother? We haven't heard from you.
I'm feeling good. I'm chilling, bro. I'm feeling good. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Paris, Rick in here. Not funny as hell.
All right, let's talk about Cooking with Kaya real quick. That wasn't where I was going to go, but fuck it. Here we are.
Hey, man.
Cooking with Kaya is popular among the men because she's extremely relatable and attainable. I'm literally going to break the system down for you, okay? Y'all are talking about, oh, I was expecting her to be on Nara Smith's level, blah, 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 blah. What regular man, especially nigga, is eating that pallet of food on the daily? No, he's eating the stuff he was used to his mama making when he was growing up. Majority of people in society are average, if you didn't know. So that means that most men are going to be average. And what they're attracted to, in theory, will also be average. Because you also have to take into account the man has to be able to pull the woman. Okay? And usually men are most attracted to things on average that they perceive they can pull. So y'all are over here talking about like other creators that cook better or look better or whatever. Bro, these men don't even have the funds to even believe that they can have a conversation with some of those people, okay? They don't have the looks, the socioeconomic class, the social tier, the nothing, okay? Which is where her appeal comes in because she's an average girl making average meals in her average home, shaking her ass in her average tight outfits. Men love that shit. The demographic of people also coming into contact with her content, if you haven't been paying attention, are average. Okay, maybe a little bit below, but yeah. And so I understand like a little bit of feeling gaslit because, being told, oh, women don't cook, women don't this, women don't that. I won't break that apart because that actually take me forever to get to the bottom.
All right. I'm going to just leave that there.
Hey, man.
She found a way to hate everything. Like,
what is the problem that people have with this Cooking with Kaya girl?
Hey, can I
just a lot of hate.
Yeah, of course.
All right, I ain't want to, I don't know how your restrictions are.
Yeah,
we do it all, but
it's a lot. It's a lot of hate. I can feel it. I feel like she hated on the niggas.
Before y'all jump in there, right? I guess what's so frustrating to me is the fact that everybody is literally doing cooking videos on TikTok. You have Kimmy Creations, who's cooking. You got Nara. You got the beautiful African lady. She cooks, and you got like
the one with the husband, the silent one.
But the thing about it is,
sorry, sir.
Every single one of those women already have established relationships. Even like the woman who got the refrigerator in her house and she sets up and she got like the deep freezer type, and like all of those people have established relationships. Cooking with Kaya is younger, appears to be not a parent. Like her whole aesthetic, it comes off as just a regular plain Jane girl. And what was so crazy to me about this video, which I ended up going viral for, that girl was also average. She's literally just the girl that was talking shit about Kaya. Both of those girls at any given time, you can walk right past at a regular lounge. Both of them. If you're talking about money, which she was basically referring to as far as like attainability, she had to try and slight men's pockets and minimize Kaya to make the audience of women feel comfortable enough to digest it. And when you think about that, you realize how fucked up that mentality is. Like the woman's ego is so bruised to the point where you got to make men feel less than and tear this woman down who really ain't doing too much of nothing. Like you really ain't even seeing her cooking for real. Shawty just making little cute videos.
She just cooking with Kaya, cooking with Kaya.
You know what it is? You know what it really is? It's the fact that she got traction. That's what it really is. That's all this is about. It's not about the cooking shit. It's not about how she look. It's the fact that she's getting traction, and people who feel like other people should be getting traction, they're not. So that's what this is all about.
How she looked. It is yesterday because you got to realize she is defying the actual imagery of what has been pushed to the forefront. You got the girls who have the fillers, the girls who wear consistent heavy makeup, the girls who are always wearing some type of buzz down or their hair always like she's literally defying the aesthetic girl. She's very slender and still curvaceous, and it's no extra gimmicks. It's no like none of that. She looks very regular. She looks like a natural door.
But that's what I'm saying though. I think because she's so regular, it's not like we haven't seen somebody like her before. It's the fact that all of this stuff is coming together and it's coming with the traction. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? And it's like I think people are more addicted to or attracted to the traction than they are actually her, the food, her shaking her ass. It's really like, oh, this shit got popular with seemingly like this. How can I get attached to it? How can I be in? You know what I'm saying? I feel like the cloud is more important than anything these days.
So they really just hating because she's getting somewhere. This is literally just
yes. That's all this is. If she never got no traction, this would not be a conversation.
I got a different take on it. Nah, I'm not gonna do what I normally do. I'm trying to. This ain't my shit.
Do what you normally do. Go up. Let people know why you do you.
Well, no. Tahoe, they wouldn't like me.
His demons.
They wouldn't like me. They wouldn't like me. All right. Hold on. Let's try like this. All right. Sorry, a little simple. What yesterday is saying is correct, but to me, surface level, and I like to do things granularly. What I mean by that is, yes, the traction overall drives the haters, but it's not the traction alone that's driving the hate. What it ended up being is, first off, we're in the year of the hater, right? I don't want to jump ahead because I got some other things I'm gonna say later, but we are in the year of the hater, and what cooking with Kaya to me is a symbol of all the things that men like as an amalgamation.
Yep.
She comes together and is those things. It basically and it makes the men happy. So at that point, women have to either acknowledge and accept that fact, or they have to provide pushback and delineate from what's transpiring. Otherwise, they'll have to
conform.
Be better.
Ooh.
And see, that's what the reason why Cooking with Kaya blew up is not because she's ugly or anything. It's simply because she challenged women to be better. Or, in other words, she assimilated to what men want.
Yep.
And so, because of that, Cooking with Kaya, she is a slender girl. To me, I'm 35. She looks like a little girl to me. Not like a kid, but I mean, like, you could tell she's still up and coming. Really? But like I tell all the 30 plus women on my podcast, and also when I'm in my spaces or on my Twitter anyway, a new 22-year-old drop every year. And just because you won't don't mean they don't. And see, because the reality is that as women, because you've been seeing it, like the girl there, you can tell from how she talks, she's an older girl, older than her at least. She's somewhere along in her career because she's talking about things that younger girls don't talk about because they haven't established it, and they know that the older women they too beat up to give a fuck about. So she's somewhere in that I just got my degree range. Let me tell you, I could this, that, and the third. But simply put, the women are hating because Cooking with Kaya is a girl that's trying to show she can cook, and she expresses things like, "This is what I would cook for my man. If I had a man, this is how I would do it. This is that and the third," alluding to her desire for men. And then she became popular. What women don't want is women that want desirability for men being the face of social media. That's what I've been noticing. And if you'll notice it, you see it on all platforms. Any chick that does anything, even associated with that, is called a pick me, right? But what's crazy is chicks' whole lives, up until they get grown and start paying bills for a couple of months, they was trying to get picked. They want to be a Valentine. They want you to pick them for prom. They want to be the prom queen. They want to be the homecoming queen. They want to be the Miss University, whatever that is, and the Miss all of this, that, and the third. It's only until you get to the world where they start feeling like they got something because they employed, which is really all they be, because we know the status quo, that they start talking like this. And that's how she's talking. All this educational stuff that men don't care about. All Kaya doing is a little dance, Cooking with Kaya, lip bounce dance, and she's showing her plate and saying, "Look what I made. Do you like it?"
So you saying that basically
that all day over all this explanation, bro. When you was playing that video, swear to God, I checked out. I had to go get me a blunt. And I was like, "Oh, this shit's taking forever." Because who want to hear this? It's women are inverted hoteps, damn near, with all of this. Back in my day, brother, you gotta be a strong woman. You can't let the man break you down. See, he trying to trick you into being a wife, and that ain't what we about. We are strong sisters. We are out here on our own. We are making a new path. We are liberated.
Basically, she's too much for niggas. She's doing too much for the regular nigga. She don't have no BBL. She don't have no filler lips. She ain't doing all that. She's a regular girl, just being herself, and they don't like that.
But it's no different than what women do in general, right? Like, even when Rick mentioned pick me, I get that all the time, just off of simple agreement. What I think that they think is, right, we're supposed to be one band, one sound, and our rebellion as a collective is going to make men conform to what we believe a relationship should look like. But when we start saying, when there are women who are out loud with the truth to say, I don't want to do that. I just want to do it this way, which is the man's way. Then we start getting attacked as if we're lesser than and we have no backbone. No, I just like men, and I'm not trying to validate you. So because I like men and my ultimate goal is to end up with a man, I'm going to do what's easier for me. So if all that's easy for me is simply giving him admiration by fixing him a meal, that's what I'm going to do.
Also, too, you know what's funny? I think And you know how they said like her meals are average, like she's making average food.
No, she can't cook.
I think
she can't cook at all.
Oh no, I had to
get and that's the thing. And that's the thing. I think because she's making these lackluster meals or these just decent meals, I like the women who can't cook, it's even more of a blow because it's like, here she's doing some shit that I know is not that official, and I still can't even do that.
Yeah, because it's the effort. Like she can't cook. I'm saying that as a cook, she can't fucking cook. But the effort.
She can't cook. I don't think any of her plates look so appetizing that I'd be like, ooh, that's definitely
like it don't. It's not. But the fact that
she
willing to try.
But how old is this girl?
That's what I'm saying. She's
early 20s.
22.
No, she's 23. She's 23.
23.
She just turned 23 from what they
23. She did some. She just was in DDG's house cooking with DDG.
Right. And he ate it and he said it's decent because she can cook. What you're talking about at that point is her cooking level. She's not burning this shit. She's not. She can cook.
She's putting it together.
Right. She's putting it together. Like that's what cooking is. Now, because you can add a little bit of minced garlic and some Worcester sauce, and it's gonna add a different pop. That's some additional shit. You understand? At the bare minimum,
she can feed people. She can feed
food,
and that's all you got to do.
Yeah, she
right.
can feed people.
So she can.
You ain't gonna die.
And that's what I was trying to explain yesterday. And then the other part of that is, she's only gonna get better, just like anything else. If she's happily doing this now, then she's gonna start getting tips and tricks, and she's gonna start getting bored with doing how she's doing it. And she's gonna.
That's where the anger come in at.
So right. So it's like she jump out the gate and then everything about it. Oh, her videos ain't really that cute. Man, say what you want, but that little cooking with Kaya, that shit damn near like something on backyardigans. That shit stick in your head. The minute you hear it, the first time you hear it, you done heard it. And it's hurt. Yeah. You understand? So it's like, bro, everything that she had came together at the right time. And like I said, guys aren't as big of haters as what women think they is of women. Like, if you're doing stuff that guys like, then they're gonna let you know that you're doing it. We're literally programmed that way to say, good job, I like that, great, whatever. And I think it's all the guys, because see, all women got a praise king, right? It seems like, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I won't say all women because that's always extreme. I want to be one of those podcast guys, but I'm gonna say 90% of women got a praise king. And what I mean by that is, especially if they're on social media, what you see, right? Chicks so know they don't want a nigga, don't talk to the nigga whatsoever, but if he holler at her and then she says she not interested and he don't keep begging for it, what she do? She tripping on him. She ousting him, or she like, oh, damn, so you have to unfollow me just because I didn't want to talk to you. Why? Why you want this nigga following you that you said you're not interested in, and he done told you that he only interested, he trying to get at you. Why would you want this nigga to stay following you? Because he's a part of your testimony that I'm a bad bitch. Because the more niggas that holler at bitches, the badder they are, right? And see, the difference is niggas only take credit for their hemothy abilities when they actually touch a bitch that is on the hemothy list. Bitches take credit for everybody that ever talked to them as a whole. That's why you've been hearing bitches saying, I've been that bitch since middle school. I've been that. She talking about every nigga that ever tried to get at her. She count every nigga that ever asked her for her motherfucking number as a reason why she lit. She ain't never talked to damn one of the niggas she wanted. But because everybody else keep talking to her, she lit. Right?
But what about the women that say that they don't care about men's attention? They do this for the women, and they know that they was that bitch because they look like that. You know, they know that they was that chick because they look that way, or because they dress that way, or because they always got attention. Like, does it have to be about the men that they bagged or didn't bag or that gave them attention?
You have to listen
well, who's giving them the attention though?
It's always about the men because you have to listen to what they say and how they talk. See, what those women tend to do is they draw comparisons between themselves and other women. One of the things they'll do that you will hear a lot of women who say, I'm fine being single. I don't need a man, this, that, and the third. she'll also refer to a man's money or her status of life and tell other women who are low maintenance that's a slight. Just because I don't find it something that's a requirement to always have my nails done or always look a certain type of way, wake up a certain type of way, this, that, and the third, right? You're trying to make it seem as if the value of the type of man you attract is also a slight to me because I'm low maintenance. So even in that conversation, when she's saying she's doing it for the women, most times those women are still doing it for a man. They're just inadvertently trying to address the women. They don't be girls. The moment you don't kiss their ass or agree with them, then you become their enemy.
Yeah, I never believe that. It's always, it got to be for the men. Because like you said, Taro, who's the attention coming from? When you always got the attention, who was giving the attention? It wasn't
because
just
you got to realize we still opt into the same optics when we go out, right? Like even lesbians do it. When we go out, we still trying to get the bad bitch complimentary package. I still want to be in the nigga section. I'm still trying to get in the club for free. I'm still trying to find a man to parlay and buy me and my friends drinks for the night, comp my ticket, take care of my night, like the whole essential package, right? Like they'll always have conversations about how men are just randomly on the internet just giving away money because he just thinks I'm pretty. He just wants to talk to me. And I have had a man do these things simply because I am fun and he just wanted my company. And it's like the declarations are just grandstanding. It's not organic. It's always for men. At the core of it, if she's dating men, she's romantically attracted to men, and she still wants men, she's still male identified, even if she's rebellious.
I like that point. I like that point. I don't really like the whole way that the culture is shifting now, like women talking down on men all the time, and men have become the whole public enemy. And I don't really take to that, but I guess that's what I'm too old for that.
I have a video for that.
I'm still into the real lovers. I'm still in the real lovers culture where you actually like the people that you date and shit like that. I don't know what the world is becoming. I'm glad I'm older and I'm out of that shit. But moving on. We lost a world-renowned poet this week, Nikki Giovanni. We spoke about her on this pod before, and I did want to revisit it. I did want to shout out to her and her contribution to the culture. Like, she's amazing. I was reading some of her writings. She wrote a lot about love and relationships. And she had this one clip that always goes viral every time it comes up. I'm gonna play a little bit of it right here. I want to know what y'all think about this.
How the hell can you have a dream? For what? Well, it isn't. So everybody's jiving, but let's jive on that level.
If I love you, I can't lie to you.
Of course you can lie to me, and you will. If you love me and you're going off with Maddie someplace, you're lying to me. Because what the hell do I care about the truth? I care if you're there. What Billie Holiday say, hush now, don't explain.
All right, I accept that.
Of course you'll lie to me, because I don't even want to care. What does the truth matter? And why are you going to be truthful with me when you lie to everybody else? You lied when you smiled at that cracker down the job, right? Lie to me, smile. Treat me the same way you would treat him.
I can't treat you the way I treat him.
You must. Because I've caught the frowns and the anger. He's happy with you. Of course he doesn't know you're unhappy. You grin at him all day long. You come home and I catch hell. Because I love you, I get least of you. I get the very minimum. And I'm saying, fake it with me. Is that too much of the black woman to ask of the black man? For 10 years, so that we can get a child on his feet that says, yeah, father smiled at mother. He talked to me about school today. Who cares that you can read or can't read? Most Americans can't read. Most people can't. Had to be that.
What do y'all think about that? Nobody wants to speak on it. Nobody wants to say nothing bad. I see it cooking out in Paris.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a lot I want to say about that. Because once again, RIP to the queen. Although she did not end up with a black man. Fun fact,
she was a lesbian.
White lesbian partner. Yes, sir. Read Bob. So all that shit don't mean nothing. But it was a well-spoken thing. And I mean, for what it did to the culture, I'm gonna go at it two ways, because it's a lot of Nikki Giovanni rhetoric in a lot of women, especially the educated woman, like the smart woman. It's a lot of the Nikki Giovanni's, who's the another independent person? I'll say.
What's her name? The one that wrote How Stella Got a Groove Back. Toni Morrison.
Yeah, Toni Morrison. It's a lot of those outspoken women's rhetoric that was absorbed by a lot of women. So you see a lot of that conversation going on. I think that the message that she was saying from pure sentiment is just, hey, I want to be happy too. You know, I want a part of that. But I think the first way is that she ain't said nothing crazy. All women want to be lied to. And yeah, let's do it. Once again, all is my all, not y'all all. All always mean most. It's never 100% because I can't prove that, but I can prove 90. And all women want to be lied to is what I'm saying.
I forgot it was one of them.
Is this true? Do y'all really believe that? Because I've always had a problem with this podcast clip, with this clip, because you're saying lie to me. Somebody even in the chat said dudes have all the energy at home, but well, yes, sir, they boss. Make it make sense. I'm trying to bring money home to pay the bills. I'm not going to tell him what I think of him, like at work, because I'm gonna get fired.
I don't think that those things are synonymous, and I also think that Black people in general need to stop using work as a relation to your actual interpersonal relationship. Black women are participating in the same bad mannerisms at work that we do in relationships. But my role at work is not my role in the relationship. I should have the right at any given point in time to tell these people who don't give a fuck about me, fuck you. But I don't need to make my man feel like that. The other part about that is men's reputation is persistent on his work capabilities, his dependability, his honesty, as well as his ability to get shit done in the workforce. So, of course, you guys' longevity in the workforce field is going to look a lot different than ours. Y'all retain jobs longer, y'all work longer, X, Y, and Z. So just because you're going somewhere to get along with men does not mean that at home I'm being mistreated because you're asking me to submit. That's not the same thing. Men talk with sense until it goes to violence. Women talk with sense until we get catty. It's not the same thing. Work dominance is not the same thing as you being at home and what your partner requires. So I think those two equivalencies need to stop because they're just not. They don't apply.
Yesterday, what you got?
Yeah, I agree. I think the work, like, it's hard to equate the work dynamic with the home dynamic. Although I do think that, I think more so what the sentiment is really about is the energy and effort, like I always say. And then not more so that the man has to be the same way that he is at work, but I guess give the same energy and effort into maybe being a little bit nicer or being a little bit more lenient in that way, because it can feel weird if, you know, you're basically nice at every other point except at home. You know what I'm saying? So that would come off away for anybody. I think if a man or woman was in that situation, that would feel away. So I think the energy and effort is really the concentration here.
But I don't think that that's the case. See, what she was saying was, for all these other people and things like that, you get this person. I want this person. I want you. I want to be able to get the facade of life that you give everybody else. So
the energy and effort. Yeah.
What she's really saying is, I'm your supervisor.
How you say that?
That's why she keep. That's why she keep equating it to how you go down there and you smile at your boss. Because she said, I'm your boss.
I don't think that's what she's saying. She ain't saying. She's saying don't just come unleash hell here when you're not happy at work. You don't just go to unleashing hell there. If you're not happy with something that I do here,
you're able to have a level of control at these other places. Have some control with me. Think that's feasible.
May I now in the context of the clip, and I can't say I've watched all of it. I've only, like I said, it's a famous clip, but I haven't seen all of the interview, so I don't want to speak too far out of context. When I'm saying that, I'm saying, have you ever seen the show Archer, the cartoon show?
A little bit.
It's funny. It's a girl on there. She's crazy. She just says, "You're not my supervisor." And so what I'm getting at there is, as far as the quote will go, I don't interpret that as the same thing because I had to learn. Shout out to my boy Tintos, my partner. I had to learn womanese, and so when I hear it different right now. So like the average chick that you talk like she oppressed. Every nigga, the worst nigga she ever met. She's scared of every nigga when you're supposed to go outside, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, you're always seeing chicks at the club, no purse, no ID, drunk as a skunk, 12, and they don't give a fuck, right? But they, if you ask them, they do, right? So when you
that's like social media.
You ask her something, she replies the same way. And again, I already said, right, but that's what I'm saying. I already put in the preface that she's not married to a black man, nor is she even married to a man. So I don't know how she was feeling at that time, but over time told that this shit didn't matter one way or the other as far as she's concerned. So the hell she speak of could simply be a dude coming home saying, I want you to cook. I want you to have something cooked or something like that. If you in that household where that dynamic is set up, and then a chick going, I'm not your slave. Why can't I get the same treatment that they get at the job? Why you don't request that out of them? You don't be trying to have them do all this, that, and the third. That's what they tell you all the time. Every time you get on TikTok and you see something, every time a chick talking about a relationship and why she don't want one, or marriage and why she don't want one, what is she liking it to?
A slave.
She likens it to slavery. She likens it to her being oppressed in some kind of way. So when I hear this clip from then till now, it's the same rhetoric because, again, in the end, if time told, she didn't even deal with a black man, period. She didn't even deal with a black woman for that matter. So her rhetoric about what black men do in the household is about as useless as a screen door on a submarine.
And what's so crazy is she still ended up dealing with a cracker. So it's like, were you conforming because of the skin tone, or did you believe that the inheritance of the skin tone was giving some type of obedience? Because I'm here to tell you, as good as I am at my job, my boss knows how I feel is how I feel, and he's not black. And I'm not stifling that, but I'm watching my tone with him the same I watch my tone with my man for two different reasons.
No, Paris, I'm listening to you.
I'm listening to you, Paris.
I was being serious, man. That was a serious thing I was saying. I'm serious. Think about it. And Paris, no, I don't.
I think that. Hold on, real quick. And I might be wrong, but I think we're comparing now and what we're hearing on social media to the reality that she was living with back then. I don't know how long ago that video was, but I would think that the generation that she's speaking of is a completely different generation. And we're comparing that to what we're going through now. And I think that's just not an equal equivalent. I don't think it's an equivalent.
But even if I were to look at my environment and my surroundings, my parents alone, they had a 30-year marriage. They was together for 36 years. So it's like, even with the time frame of them being together, right? Like, I didn't have the projection of seeing that. Or I did get to see like older couples who have been married around me. I come from a real small town in Arkansas. So it's like that, don't get me wrong, not to say that we know everything about people or this, that, and the third, but the mean motherfucker was always Big Mama. It was always the woman. It was like, it was never just for the majority. It was never the man. Don't get me wrong. There were some men who are mean and they set in their ways and don't nobody want to deal with them. But the mean motherfucker was always the woman. It just was. She was always the stern one. She was always the one with the attitude. She was always the one with the short temper and no patience. And it's like, I don't really know how to take that, because even if I'm talking about me knowing that there is a generation that was the adults at the time that clip was coming out, even as people, they don't sugarcoat who they are. It still doesn't give that type of behavior. Even with me having older Black teachers in the Delta, I just the way that it was dealing with the women versus that it was dealing with the men is the women were the stern disciplinaries.
This clip came out in 1973. Let's think about the climate in the black household in 1973.
Right at the start of the Social Security and
I can't go for that, man. Bro, I know history. 1973 is 5 years after Martin Luther King got killed. I mean, I'm sorry, after they put in the Civil Rights Act of 1968 as a result of Martin Luther King being assassinated earlier in that decade. That was the implementation of flower power, all that Woodstock shit, everybody's, unity, integration, et cetera, et cetera. That was around that time. So, and as you can see, per her relationship, that's a result of it. Now, vantage point wise, I can't speak for how women view things, but let's just look at the statistics of what was going on if we're being trill about things like that. Prior to those time frames, Black people were one of the most married groups and one of the most taken care of groups of Black women in terms of them having or ownership of houses and also having a direct spouse that they did cohabitated with as far as doing life. Now, as far as the interactions within those spousal relationships, from a domestic violence standpoint, domestic violence used to be more prevalent back then than it could be led to now, of course, to prevention of crime and also the change in the ideology as man went on. However, Black men were never in any type of way leading the league in that type of scenario. That was still a white man's game even then. The guy who popularized the tank top that we all come to know as a wife beater, right, was not a Black guy. Right, he was the famous guy that beat his wife. Right, that was him that came out with the blood all on the shirt, and then everybody used to wear the tank top. After that, they called it a wife beater because of that. You can look.
That was one of the reasons why the feminist movement even came about, because white women were sitting in the house getting their ass whooped from Saturday to Sunday, black and blue, and they would feel ashamed around Black women who would be in the house as the help watching it.
Right, and so if we being trill, just like then, just like now. Which is why I made the comparison, not saying that we have the same social issues, but the same social sentiment is essentially the same. And we know what happened as a part of that was the white chick saying, hey, we should be able to do this, yada, 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 yada. But Black women was already working. And you know that because, like Paris just said, they was the help. They was already in the workforce. They were already doing jobs. The only thing they were saying, well, hey, we want to get more, and y'all don't need these Black dudes. Before that, Black women had never had no complaints about those type of things as per the record, because once again, Black dudes were there to protect them. And remember, like, you can't have revisionist history. The social climate prior to that was we shall overcome, Black woman and Black man hand in hand walking down the streets of Birmingham. So when the fuck was these women being oppressed? When they was literally putting them together as a motherfucking symbol of what it takes to be overcome racism and everything in this nation via the Coretta Scott Kings, et cetera, et cetera. What they're talking about is the interpersonal workings of what happens, which is what you see when they talk about Dr. King or somebody like that. And he was supposed to be this great man, but he fucked these other bitches. I don't know what the fuck they had going on. They could have had an open relationship for all the fuck I know. All I know is that wasn't something that was a prevalent part of their reality. What was a prevalent part of their reality was Coretta Scott King championing her man until he gets shot, unfortunately, and then she continues on the message after he dies.
You're saying a lot of stuff about what happened outside, but are you saying that the Black man didn't come home with any frustrations back then, even though
I don't think that's the case, never. But I will say this, right? Because this is a huge misconception. There are very...
Hold on, P, because I want to be clear when I answer this. No, I don't. I think that the Black man was more aggressive, but make no mistake, your grandma got 100 stories about either her or her friend hitting a nigga with a skillet, throwing some grease on them, hitting him with some grits or some other shit. So if that was the case, when dudes did some shit, Black women was not opposed to getting right back on their ass. That wasn't one of them dynamics. When you recall the relationships growing up, where you had to most of the time the aunt and uncle that were getting drunk and shit on a Thursday, Friday night, they would fight and then make up the next week like it was nothing. But they weren't in that. He wasn't in that bitch knocking a bitch head off because when we're talking about the abuse situations, I like to make a differentiation because a lot of times people participate in, let's say, what would be considered by law domestic violence relationships as far as cohabitation as relationship is formed, but those aren't actual abusers. When we talk about abusers, we're talking about people that have a malicious intent or a mean-spirited like situation. You and your girl get into it, mad about something. She done punched you in the chest and slapped you. You bear hug her. Now, if you did it in front of a police, what you think will happen? Right. But you ain't gonna never talk about it. Y'all ain't gonna never be considered there because nobody there black, nobody eyes, nobody bones got broke. Y'all probably made up and fucked later on that night, right? But that type of shit. I
have a question though. So you said 1973. What was the last war that ended right before that?
Vietnam.
Yeah.
Okay, and so to the point of when you're asking about that time period, wasn't there a lot of people, black men and just men in general, coming back from the war, figuring out that it wasn't exactly what they was told when they left, and when they got back here, that's when a lot of those issues started to.
This is why I'm having an issue with this, right? Because somewhere along the lines in history, you had Terry McMillan, you had the person who wrote The Color Purple, this, that, and the third. These became pivotal, intricate narratives of the black woman's story for some fucking reason. And I do not like it because it don't just necessarily say something bad about black men. It says something worse about black women. It paints us as subservient and docile. We have never been neither, ever, in no time in history, even back in Africa. So when we were here, even during the 40s and all that shit, even with Vietnam, before Vietnam, in World War I, when the baby boomers, I know this personally because I was at the house on my great uncle land. It's shotguns behind every fucking door. Every woman in the house know how to work a gun. Every single woman in the house. So it didn't matter what the situation was. When you seen a story like Lovecraft Country, if y'all ever watched it, or you seen Mississippi Burning, or if you ever seen like A Time to Kill, when it shows those women were actually proactive behind their black men, that never says that we didn't take issue with shit that they did. That never said black men didn't get drunk because you know they was drinking moonshine and this, that, and the third. There was still whores around. It was still all this extra shit. But the dynamic between us has never been hatred. That's where I take the issue with this. They're rewriting history and trying to put this at the forefront of black women's actual narrative as if we were always docile, beat up, abused, battered women by our men. That's just not the fucking truth. Bottom line, yes, it still existed, but it just wasn't the truth. It did exist. It did not exist in mass. And you know why it didn't exist in mass? Because at that time, they never had to yell, protect black women. Rick will tell you this because we both from the South. If they ever found out you was in the house whooping on a woman and her daddy and her brothers existed, they was coming over to whoop your motherfucking ass in the street like y'all.
But not only this, fair enough questions, gentlemen. I didn't want to Thanos ring slap you, but if everything they were saying was true, then there would be no you in your future. So, as it currently stands, you know that the dynamic that they're referring to couldn't be that prevalent because otherwise, all these new black people that making these podcasts and shit wouldn't exist. If the black man dude that they talking about from the past was so bad, then why would these women be pregnant by him 92 times?
Because
when they say, oh, like you
no, because I'm saying no, hold on, because I'm saying, remember, the 80s happened and black men and shit wasn't getting married, but they were still having babies.
I mean, sex is sex.
No, sex is sex, but you having multiple kids with baby, and you get baby daddy.
But you also had the black family breaking up in the 80s too. You also had that whole period where the men was leaving the house.
Right.
Like
all of that happened at the same time.
to yesterday's
Right.
point,
The
my
70s.
dad worked my dad went to Vietnam, came home. Whatever he did outside the house was outside the house, but him and my mom started having problems in the house. Right. So, and I'm not debating. I'm really not going against y'all. I'm just
no. I know you're not.
My experience, what I know of my experience, my parents' experience, and for whatever reason, it just became an atmosphere in the home that just wasn't favorable, and they wound up splitting up. So I can say, just to this point that she's speaking on, whatever he was doing in the world, he still had his friends. He still, like you said, Rick, smoking a hell of a bunch of weed and enjoying life and all that. But coming home, for whatever reason, they were having issues in the house. And
I think that's fair to say for everybody. That's not significant to just Black people, though. I think that's why I be having the issue. It's the way the narrative is being displayed. The narrative is being displayed as if Black men are so bad, so terrible. When this was happening, they were the only ones behaving this way. They were the only ones having an adverse reaction to their reality. Right. And that's just not the fucking truth. And they keep telling this story.
That's a report.
No.
That bothers me so bad because it's not the majority. It just wasn't the truth.
Let's flip this, P. Right here, live on they shit, P. If that's the case, what you telling me then is that all the Black women all they was trying to do was run up behind a dude and champion him, and they like, why you won't let me support you and make you better, right? Was that what was happening in the 1970s with the women, in the 1980s with the women?
I mean,
they were trying to work it out with the Black dude.
We always talk about in the past.
I think,
what I hear about is people saying that women were supposed to be helpmates. So does that not exist?
No, it does. But in mass, what actually was happening was women were becoming independent per the government,
the feminist movement and stuff like that,
etc. So let's not act like in 1973, Nikki Giovanni was coming from a place of humility or anything, when in all actuality, that's what I'm saying. The sentiment during that time and what she represented, all of them do, Maya Angelou, etc. I know how to carry his purse, sing, and all of this was about them being free.
Maya Angelou was another one. She
right,
was
all right. Like, all this is about being free of the Black man. Like what? Come on, man. Like
her being a passed off child, she was not. Even with her, like, she didn't even have a regular standard upbringing. Her entire life was nothing but hell. She was raised by her grandparents. So it's like, when you talk about even her peers, she was the oddball. Everybody else was in the house with their parents or multiple siblings. She was the one who had to go away. You weren't even at home. What child at that time was traveling back and forth between Missouri and Arkansas? It was not a thing. So it's like, that's where my biggest issue is, not to dismiss those people who could have been oppressed, but I hate the docile narrative that they try to push on us, because it makes me feel lesser than, and me knowing I got an AT right now, she already tell you, I bust my sister baby dad upside the head with a what we call it, with a hot sauce bottle. I better not come in this house and see you doing nothing to her. And it wasn't even her business. That was just how she was. So it's like, still to this day, my dad's sister, rest in peace, she slit her baby dad across the back of the head with a bottle. Like, slit his shit open. That we were just never taking nothing lying down. Because you got to realize, at some point, we was walking in these white women houses, seeing them battered and bruised. Even now, when you think about it, why do you think that they tell Black people in our community sweep certain shit under the rug? Why do you think they never wanted to address the pedophile? Why do you think they never wanted the grandmother protected the fucking pedophile uncle? Why do you think that? Because they knew a Black man around them and that child was gonna kill him. Y'all were never walking around not having consequences for the shit that you do. And the fact that we allow this type of narrative to keep being pushed and nobody says anything, it's frustrating as fuck, because at that time we still had Black men getting the most money as blacksmiths. We had booming shit in the fucking factories. We were basically living off of one income in the family, even though black women were always working. And this was right before the breakdown of the family when you're talking about the feminism movement and Social Security and welfare. This is
you
right.
Know what? You know what? I got a clip here. I want to know what y'all think of this. It's not too far off from this, but it goes into behavior. In the clip, in the comments, a lot of people were saying that this guy was acting emotional, or he wasn't emotionally aware by his behavior. I want to know what y'all think of this. It goes, I think, into what we're talking about.
Sat here and told you that you were emotionally mature, we would have moved on to the next topic already. But because it's something that you don't favor me saying about you, is why you're going back and forth with me.
No,
I want
to know
because if I was a yes man and I told you a lie, what's in my opinion a lie, which is to tell you that you're emotionally mature when I honestly do not feel like you are, you would have been okay with that. But because I said something you didn't like, is why you're acting this way, and we're going over and over and over and over in a big old circle. The reason why you're trying to prove that you are, when in fact, but in my opinion, you're not.
I just want you to not say something with so much confidence that can't be logically proven. That is my problem. And it's not only you.
My opinion is my opinion. I'm not a dictionary. I'm not God. I'm not a dictionary. I'm not Wikipedia. I'm none of those things. You asked my opinion and I gave you my opinion. If you don't agree with my opinion, that is okay. You don't have to agree with my opinion. But why are you trying to debunk somebody's opinion? Why are you trying to prove to me something that you feel?
But why do you keep putting something on me that you can't logically prove? That's not weird.
I did not come out of nowhere.
I just have questions. I'm only asking questions. Why are you putting something on me that you can't logically prove? You like doing that? You just randomly say things about people? That's what you do? I just have questions, bro.
Harris, look.
I just have questions, bro.
I got to do a countdown because you have a way. I'm not going to allow you to trigger me. I'm going to let you have that.
Oh my God.
What y'all think about this? What do y'all see here?
I seen this video.
I didn't.
I seen it 2 days ago.
Do y'all think that he was out of pocket for questioning her, saying that about him?
No.
I think both of them was right.
I don't know I never understood what the context was of this video, but
right.
I have the right to challenge anybody asserting something about my character that's not true.
That's what I thought. And I think she's berating him. She's telling him about his character, and he can't respond, or else he's proving what she's saying.
Her confirmation bias, which is he lacks emotional intelligence, because she is constantly saying something provoking, and she realizes he doesn't like it. She wants him to just humble himself and take what she's saying, as opposed to challenging the fact that saying, hey, this is not who I am. You have a misconception. She would rather him just accept what she thinks about him.
Yesterday, you said they were both right. How?
Yeah, I think they're both right, because I think on one end you can't just say something like, obviously that just can't be proven, one. But also, if they had an exchange, and from that exchange she deduced, in her opinion, that he's not emotionally available, she can have that opinion. Like you can't tell somebody they can't have an opinion on things that you presented them, no matter how big or small, or what you think is logical or not. She can have an opinion, and that's what she said multiple times. Like, yo, this is my opinion. You can say, yo, this is wrong. I disagree with it. I think this shit fucked up. I think it's inaccurate. But it's their opinion. That's
yeah,
it.
but the issue with you talking about people's character, right? And this is kind of why I'm a little bit more modest in regards to addressing certain controversial shit on my platform. The issue with having an opinions about a person's character is you have to make the declaration to some degree to say, you know what, this is what I'm receiving from this, but I could be wrong about you.
I think, I agree with that. But I think most people, that comes with discretion, though.
So the thing is, first, it can never be both. If we just having a conversation, not from a clip, simply because, first off, let me say this: I'm sick of smart women, right? I'm sick of all these women. No. I'm sick of this shit, right? I'm sick of this shit. They need to hire some help and get rid of this shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because, bro, like all this. all this psychoanalysis, analytical psychobabble that people do, it just be like, oh, and it's like, oh, you're not emotionally intelligent. I assessed that about you because I said this and this, that, and the third. And it's like they read like a couple articles from like MD medical online or something, and maybe they do know something about psychology, but it's like in the reality of everything, like from an assessment standpoint, what emotional intelligence is about isn't what would be debatable in that clip. In that clip, what's the only thing that she would be able to argue is that he's egotistical, and so he can't handle what she's doing in this way and third. But whether or not he's responding, you can't measure his emotional intelligence by whether or not he can hear you say something and not like say anything back. Because Aristotle said the mark of a truly educated mind is to entertain a thought without accepting it. So just because you say something to me about me doesn't mean that I have to feel that way, internalize it, and or even receive it. Just because I'm peculiar, I'm interested in why you said that thing, right? Might be the thing, right? And
that's my thing. Can I challenge? If you say something about me, I can't challenge you on that. I can't ask you to tell me why you think that.
Well, I take it like, you take like, just for an analogy, you be going to the gas station and stuff like that. And you go into the gas station, this guy standing there, he like, yo, bro, you know what I'm saying? I got some crack for sale. And you like, nah, bro, appreciate it. But on second thought, what about my swag right now is making you offer me those type of drugs? Because I want to change that about myself, right? But so am I emotionally unintelligent? Because it's like, what is making
no. Rick, no, I got you.
See what I'm saying? Like, am I right?
No.
What makes
I got you.
Make me?
If you ask him that, and he like, yo, I just think you like a crackhead. He could be wrong, but based off of what he could deduce, that's his opinion. And
I can't get mad. You just said I look like a crackhead.
You can get mad. You can knock me out. You can slap the shit out of me. You can do whatever you want. But I can still have the opinion that the swag you look a little.
Well, now I want to ask you in your mind, what a crackhead looks like. Like, why was when you picture the crackhead? Why was it me?
Why was it me? Right? And I'm just curious. Like, I could just be completely just made of questions, right? Just from that right there. But that doesn't mean I lack emotional intelligence. Now, like you said, I could get mad, this, that, and the third, and that's going to probably be because I'm egotistical or something like that. But once again, that's not a measure of whether or not I'm emotionally intelligent. Emotional intelligence is based off how a person is able to, identify their emotions and then also deduce why they are feeling this emotion. If I'm mad because you just called me a crackhead, I'm emotionally intelligent, even though I'm about to stomp the shit out you. You understand? You about to get your ass whooped, but it's because I know myself that you about to get your ass whooped. You just disrespected an egotistical, fresh ass nigga like he was a crackhead, and now. But so
you feel like if you feel like you look good and you feel like you fresh, but if somebody feels like you look like a dust head, doesn't that spell the exact thing right there? Isn't the emotional intelligence enough to say, all right, that's your opinion? Like, because it's your opinion and it's not real, I don't internalize it. The moment you say, yo, you call me why? The moment you do that, you internalize it.
I think the way that emotional intelligence is being, like, hold on. First of all, I feel like people are overly using and misusing and abusing emotional intelligence. And we are in a conversation, and this dialogue requires us to, one, have passion, and two, disagree. You cannot insert me having emotional intellect off of something that is going to make me have a form of guardship behind it, right? So even if you're talking in these type of conversations, people would assume emotional intellect would be present. But if we get into a debate, we're just two people who are disagreeing, whether we're doing it passionately or not. That's not emotional intelligence. The application of emotional intelligence would be, hey, you and I are involved in a dynamic where something happens. Based off of how this something happens and what I respond to it would insert my emotional intelligence, i.e. if a white person just walk up to me and call me a nigger. The way I respond to that would be my emotional intelligence. And a lot of people say, oh, you can't tell me how to respond to disrespect. But yes, the way you respond to disrespect would absolutely insert emotional intelligence. Us having a conversation and you trying to assert my character, you can't denote my emotional intellect off of you telling me something I feel is inaccurate about my character, especially if it's a character assassination. That's not emotional intellect.
Patsy in the chat.
That's just
Patsy in the chat says exactly. If he were emotionally intelligent, he would have let her feel whatever about him because he knew within himself it's not true.
Exactly what I just said. Because emotion, you have to.
Well, one moment, because
that's what I'm describing. What she's saying is not emotional intellect.
Well,
she said emotionally mature. The word was emotional.
I do a bunch of joking, but like being real, I actually have my degrees and shit in psychology. So, but aside from that, if the core competencies of emotional intelligence are self-awareness, social awareness, you got self-management, and I think you got what is the last one? I can't remember the last one. Somebody have to get in the chat and give me the last one, right? But don't like the self-awareness is just the awareness of oneself, of course, and the social awareness is how understanding how you're viewed in terms of the people around you, what their things are, and then of course
back to the
how you react to it, right? Which is why I gave that analogy. I was just being funny as far as just saying it, but I don't think motherfuckers to understand like just because I'm saying crackhead and shit don't mean I don't know what the fuck I'm putting down, right? Like I'm not asking your opinion, motherfucker. Keep that shit for them. And that was for you, Patsy. Yeah, fuck you.
Oh God. Bro.
What she do?
What she do to you, bro?
Come on, because he said no. That's what emotional intelligence is. If he would have just say, oh,
yeah,
I don't
Patsy.
believe this, so I'm gonna move on. But that's not how that works, because that's not the only way that you can be emotionally intelligent. You can be emotionally intelligent, but based off of societal standards, some things are acceptable and some things aren't. So emotionally intelligent people from another side might say, if you said something that was disrespectful, which is why you got right. Your First Amendment is a freedom of speech, right? But the Second Amendment is what? Your right to back up what to do if you don't like what the fuck I say, right? So we got to remember that. It's a reason why, right? Because you can say whatever the fuck you want, but you better be able to back that shit up. So if you call me a crackhead, in most situations, I'm just kidding, y'all. Y'all are so sensitive. Ooh, touchy.
Speaking about sensitive, this week, man, so much happened this week.
There was a lot of shit going on this week.
Lord, it started hot.
Oh my God, I ain't never been this tapped out before. This was
started hot. It's only Friday now. I don't know where to start with all of this. A bunch of things happened in the media. I just want to hear what everybody thinks about it. Kendrick said something last week about Andrew Shulz. Andrew Shulz now goes on his podcast and speaks about the whole situation, about Kendrick not being able to talk about him because of how he is in rap and how rappers respect black women, whole bunch of stuff, right? We spoke about that on last week's pod. We spoke about him, whether he even had a right to speak on black culture in that fashion. But then this clip came out. After that, I didn't watch the show, so I didn't watch the whole thing.
I don't watch this show, so.
But then this clip came out.
The thing that is kind of funny about it is like, first of all, Kendrick's people and the gang affiliate, everybody, his security, they will kill me. They will destroy me. They'll find me in the street. They'll fucking cut me up. They'll shoot me. They'll do whatever. I'm not a tough guy. Y'all do. But just Kendrick, I would make love to him. And there's nothing he could do about it. Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him. And the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not. That's the only thing he could do. If it's me and Kendrick, this is about physics. It's about physics. I don't even know if I'll get hard. But if we're in a cell, there's a chance that if we're in a cell and we're bored and we done tattooing each other, whatever you do in the cell, and we ran out of board games and we did all the other things, we cleaned everything, and I'm like, man, I might as well fuck you. There's nothing he could physically do to stop that.
Yo, I hate that Indian dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey,
he is annoying. Oh,
bro. What did I just watch, bro?
I'll say this and I'll keep it brief. I'll say this and I'll keep it brief. I think this is one of them situations where Kendrick has the right to say whatever he wants to say. Andrew has the right to say whatever he wants to say. But this wasn't about the right to say whatever you want to say. It was more so about you need to know what side to pick and choose to stand on, because the whole premise of this base argument to get this escalated was defending Black women. And I personally didn't like the response in mass that I seen from Black men taking that stance and assertion, even if it had nothing to do with the Drake and Kendrick beef. I just feel like the core of this argument, it was very much so at the basis of race, and rape ain't ever that funny, especially raping a Black man. And breaking, like, cancel it. Cancel him. Hopefully don't nobody Black support him. Just leave him alone, because it is what it is at this point. I'm picking a side.
Rick?
Well, I think we're in the year of the hater. What I'll say is, white dudes make, them kind of crazy jokes and stuff all the time. I don't never think particularly getting into rape content is, above board. It's not a smart decision. I know Dave Chappelle worked it. So he's given a lot of comedians a lot of room to be able to, work around in there. I think also, though, I don't know how white and Black this movement is. I'm gonna just be real. I'm not saying it's not, but like Andrew Schulz versus Kendrick Lamar, I'm not looking at that as like a Martin Luther King versus Ronald
Don't
Reagan.
let no white comedian talk about no Black woman. That's law. That's the beef.
Right.
That's the beef.
Right. And so when he was saying what I can't remember when he said don't let no white comedian talk about no Black woman. What woman was he talking about?
On the show, they had the Shits and Giggles podcast, and when he started asking the Shits and Giggles guys, do you date Black women?
Black women, yeah.
And they was like, yo, we kind of like everybody, it is what it is. And he was like, yeah, you don't want no Black woman beating on you and yelling at you and
yelling at you.
All
the stereotypical shit.
Okay, yeah.
So he went in, and they took the brunt of it, basically from the community. Like, yo, you let him talk about us like that. You left that in the show. You had other things taken out of the show. You left that in. So they took the brunt of it. Kendrick now comes back out later, like, yo, that shit ain't cool. And basically, Andrew Schulz. So he didn't name Andrew Schulz, but he basically highlighted something that everybody pointed to that moment. Andrew Schulz then goes on a whole thing on his show, basically like, fuck out of here.
Yeah. And he also went so far as to try and do the whole, well, what about y'all thing? Y'all demean Black women. Y'all beat their ass. Y'all call them bitches and hoes. This is what the culture is about. Your gangs is this. He made it. So even if you're saying, like, you don't believe it's a race thing, it became racial. Like, the whole entire premise of it became racial. And he did 2 episodes regarding Kendrick in this particular census.
No, I'm with you. And I'm not saying that It didn't. It's just more so like I'm just trying to hear what, because I don't get the. Okay, so Kendrick versus this clip right here doesn't mean anything to me. When niggas say this shit, they're more so saying it to be funny or threatening, because like niggas never play about that shit. So when Saucy Santana said it to academics,
nobody said nothing. It was funny.
It was meant. It was right. It was all
everybody. But you know what it is? Because niggas don't like
academics. I'm not gonna say that because that wasn't on my timeline. On my timeline, they was laying into Saucy Santana ass, but I can say on my timeline, Saucy Santana is not a liked person.
Nah, I say I could. Well, I watched Act, but I seen a lot of people was not. A lot of people was laughing. A lot of people was making jokes of that, and I feel the same thing about. I feel the same thing about everything overall. Like that type of content is just a no good for me. And I feel like with Andrew Schulz and Kendrick specifically, kind of like what you said, Paris. Like I feel like they both can say whatever they want to say. I feel like Kendrick Lamar can't be the arbiter of who can say what, and like I'm just not. I just don't roll with that. Like I don't have him, and I don't have him in the boat of him being able to lay the law down. I'm not.
That's a Drake stand.
It has nothing. It has
no.
It has no. Hold on. Time out. It's not about that. Yes, I'm a Drake fan, but we have to just be realistic here. Kendrick, right? We're talking about we don't like Andrew making these jokes about him saying that he'll fuck Kendrick or whatever that type of shit is, right? The same way I don't like that is the same way I don't like Kendrick insinuating that Drake should be fucked. Drake should be fucked in jail. Don't ever go to cell block 1. What is he implying by that?
Oh, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying like the argument, we got to keep the same energy for both sides. So I don't like it when Andrew do it. I didn't like when Kendrick do it. So it's the same thing to me.
This is what I'm saying about the argument, right? So I'm not a sensitive person, but the art of it, like I said, I don't agree with that's just who I am morally. I don't agree with it because I just don't find shit like that funny, even though I have a dark sense of humor. Like jokes be funny as a motherfucker. Like jokes be funny. I don't care. You can talk about somebody dead, I'm gonna laugh and be funny. Ha ha ha. I'm gonna laugh. But I think the premise of this just got nasty, right? Like even at some point in the Drake and Kendrick beef, part of that got so nasty to the point where it was just like, I ain't coming on this shit no more. I'm just gonna enjoy the battle because morally, I just don't stand for some of this shit. That's just who I am as a person. So in this particular dynamic, it was just like, no, if I have to actually take a side, I'm taking a side. I'm picking where I'm standing because I don't fuck with how this is turning out. At this point, it's almost like Andrew is riding Kendrick's wave just to get clout and get more traction on some fresh and fit type shit.
But see, I don't see it that way. Mainly just because, again, what we are right now is, we got a lot of different things at play. Andrew Schulz, that was not even intended. Talking about black women or something, as far as just being a white comedian that does it. When it's something like, hey, why we not talking about why these white men ain't getting prosecuted for what they doing in the industry and all this, that, and the third? What black people saying? That's not our business, right? That's like, it's never no focus on the white people, right? So then people like Andrew Schulz have always been making these kind of jokes. They've always been making these kind of in the pocket jokes. He's not the only one that does them. What's the dude name? Bill Burr does them. Matt Rife does them. And to be honest, because I'm not so sensitive, even whether they make them about black men, black women, or stuff like that, I don't really care anymore because I'm like 35 and like I don't care like what people say in that way to reflect it, because my issue becomes outside of the context of that. Nobody's fucking pro-black. We don't give a fuck about black unity and no shit like that at no time, unless it's somebody saying something. Any other time, it's just what you've been saying this whole goddamn podcast. It's black women saying fuck black men. It's black men saying fuck black women, and everything in between. And when the reality on that drop, niggas that look like Andrew Schulz was the ones that the black women was telling you they was trying to get so they could fuck off on you and flip that and vice versa, right? Not saying that's for everybody. I'm just saying everybody got a pocket where they could feel something. Right now, I feel like it's just a testy time because people that don't even know who Andrew Shulz is reacting simply because he said black women or black anything. First off, I'm not a person that believes black people are off limit from being criticized about things that they do as a nation. I mean, I'm sorry, as a unit, especially when on the whole, we don't do anything to try to be as a unified unit exemplary in any way. Secondly, as far as it relates to the Kendrick thing, Kendrick is pandering, right? We've seen it already when the whole situation happened, and I'm not a Drake stan whatsoever, but most of everything Kendrick has said has been not even remotely provable. It hasn't even been remotely asked to be proved. It's just all social media trigger words. He's a pedophile, sapiosexual nigga with a nympho fetish. He prey on black women. He hypersexual with hypertension. And listen, these are all just trigger words that make that perk up black women ears. Like, oh, what? Hypersexualized? He doesn't. And it's like this shit was. Now don't get me wrong. I am a big fan of Kendrick's work, right? Because he is a masterful tactician, right? In how he went about implementing this and how he's going about still doing it, right? But the reality is, when it comes down to the sentiment, they're not saying that shit to anybody else. They're not saying, if it's not Andrew Shulz, all of them Mexican lokes and shit out there, the MS, whatever, shout out to them. No, I want no problems. They're not telling them how to do these black women. They're not telling Peso how to do these black. They're not telling nobody else what to do with this, none of this. So it's just like, okay, you go, but only in convenience though, because when it really matter, they don't do that shit. And that's where I take issue. This is shit that don't matter about some shit that don't exist. When it's time to really step in and step up, everybody like, look, that ain't my fight.
I don't agree with you. I think that this whole cancel.
I actually agree with him.
I know you do because I don't agree. I think this whole cancel culture thing is about using social media and saying, you know what, that's not cool. You can't do that, right? You got a white man that's you got black men that's sitting in front of a white man, allowing him to disrespect black women. Black women is saying, yo, I can't do that. Y'all, you cannot do that. We're not going for that. We're not going to support that. His response is saying, fuck you and your culture. Your whole culture be doing this. And I'm going to disrespect you more by what you said, Rick. I'm a buck break you. I'm going to do what our people have historically done to you. And what Paris also said is black men act like just because the shit don't affect us, so it don't literally hit us personally. We can't understand the disrespect to the community. You really gonna let a white man say this about us? You gonna let a white man say that about your culture? We gonna let a white man say he gonna rape a nigga and we just gonna keep supporting him and laughing at him?
You know why? You know why? Hold up, Rick. You know why that's not real? Because if you really felt that way, if niggas really, really believed in that, you would not support Charlamagne. So you can't tell me it's all this other stuff for Shulz. But the person who's introduced them to us, because he's the person, Andrew Shulz is not in this discussion if it's not for Charlamagne. We're not talking about him in this mix. What I'm saying is he put him here. He's responsible for him even having a voice in the culture at all. He would just be another white comedian making jokes. That's just pretty cool. So that's what I'm saying.
That's kind of crazy to me because you're basically implying that Charlamagne is responsible for everything Andrew Shulz says. Charlamagne is not responsible for Andrew Schulz's personality, and I'm here to say verbatim, I'm not getting up. I wouldn't make it divisive because it's about the jokes. Make the jokes that you want to make. It's the premise. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm telling you, I'm not sensitive at all. I enjoy racism jokes. I enjoy domestic violence jokes. If it's funny, I'm a motherfucking laugh. If it's funny, your kid trip, fall, hurt themselves doing something stupid, I'm a laugh. But I'm not minimizing sense of humor. The jokes don't bother me. The issue with this particular conversation is, it's a power dynamic. And the way that he reversed it, it was partially, hey, I'm going to make this joke but I'm gonna also tell you this is what you motherfuckers doing. So I can do to you what you motherfuckers doing solely because you doing it. And who do you think you are, Andrew Schulz, for anybody to feel like just because a black man called me a bitch, it's got the same connotation as you calling me a bitch? I struggle with him. You not my nigga.
Well,
you see,
I'm not disagreeing. Can I say something? Because I'm not disagreeing with that passion. I'm not disagreeing with the sentiment. But if Tahoe finna sit up here and tell me that the motherfuckers that call us bullet bags on the regular ain't the black women on social media, if Tahoe finna sit up here and say that when these other ethnicities make these jokes and things about the black men and stuff like that, if it fits the black woman's narrative, and it's not even a tit for tat thing. That's what I'm saying. I don't care about the tit for tat. I don't care about any of it in general because no one's serious. See, when you're serious, you mean it. That's why I fuck with yesterday saying, because see, when you mean it, nobody don't got to make you do it. You don't fuck with it. Football is my favorite sport, right? Always has been. Pretty big guy. Paris will tell you, I'll play defensive end, all of that. Boom. I don't like what the NFL did to Colin Kaepernick. So guess who ain't watched the NFL since they did it to Colin Kaepernick? Now, I'm not going to tell Tahoe he ain't got to watch the NFL. I'm not going to tell yesterday he'll sell out. I ain't going to call Paris a sucker. If you invite me over for a Super Bowl party, I'm going to show up, even though I might not know who the fuck playing and what the score is because I ain't really checked out who getting traded. The most I see about the NFL is via social media. I don't watch it on my TV. I don't buy none of their products, et cetera, et cetera. But that's because I meant that. I don't need nobody to tell me in and out intraday that matters and this, that, and the third. But that's not the situation. What we in trigger culture. So Andrew Schulz, say something you don't like, think about the bug breaking. Yeah, that's true. But Andrew Schulz is a comedian. That ain't what he was saying. What he's saying is Kendrick is small. Kendrick is a tiny little person. And that basically Kendrick as one person, as an entity, without all of his homies backing him up, he knows he can beat Kendrick ass. That's what he's saying there. He's not talking about having sex with him or nothing like that. And I don't think that that's what was being insinuated there. But because of the culture and the background, I get that. The issue I got is if black people really felt that way, then we would move that way at all times. You can't do it some of the time. Y'all can't keep on saying, oh, I just don't want people to talk about the shit that I don't like. That's stereotypical that white people say. Because every white person that noticed that black people like chicken is not racist, right? And every motherfucker, because everything that you talk about with white people ain't above board. The same thing is not true for Mexicans, Asians, or anything like that. Now, I'm not saying that we don't need to have pride as a nation, but I'm saying we don't have pride as a nation. Additionally, black people are not off limits when it comes to being able to be observed as a culture. That is frustrating to me, right? If you're going to do stuff like that, you got to be on your best behavior, right? So that's one of the reasons why I am 35 with no kids. I didn't want to be a baby daddy. I didn't want to be instead of third. I want to be a husband, right? So I don't have kids out of wedlock. I don't have situations that don't benefit me in that way, et cetera, because I believe that I want that to actually be how I further whatever. But if you're not actually attacking it head on, you can't just sit up here and just say, don't talk about the stuff that I do. And again, rap culture is that. Rap culture is hoes, bitches, punks, et cetera, right? And insert expletive there, right? If we being real. So if somebody observes it from the outside looking in and says, hey, you gonna act like I'm talking crazy about something that for the most part is a mass known thing, as a consumer, that would be wild to me, right? Because if you tell me
that's why I don't agree with you. Because the thing is, it's like white people, they literally have the running statistics and everything except them. But you don't walk around telling them every single time something happens with one of us, oh, that's why you a pedophile. You don't, it don't, not you specifically. It don't get said, it don't come up, this, that, and the third. Nobody tells these white people this, that, and the third. The only reason why child support was created is because y'all was numbered some fucking baby daddies breaking homes. Shit like that. No, you know what they do? Hold on. You know what they do? They say y'all do it. They say y'all are they put this shit on y'all. So this is not
we don't do that.
But no, what I'm saying is this is not a proclamation of black people not being on their best behavior, of their culture being represented in one fashion. We all know hip hop is expansive. People choose what they want to listen to, and what's mainstream, we technically don't control. But Rhapsody exists just like fucking Cardi B exists. Just because one choosing to highlight the other over the other when it fits them, all that Andrew Schulz argument was a confirmation bias. That is not the entirety of hip hop, even though it exists. My issue is this kind of one of them situations where it's like, I can talk shit about my brother, but you better watch your motherfucking mouth.
And I'm one of them
people
you see that don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't. I'm about to say I don't.
Yesterday, and then say, "Hey, bro,
I don't believe that."
Like I'll make jokes with my friends all the time, but that doesn't mean the same thing as anytime me bad mouthing or doing something like that. What I'm saying is, in reality, if this is what you observe and you know this is the truth. See, my thing is, I can't not accept what the truth is. If you know the truth is bitches, hoes, this is that, the third in the culture, and a motherfucker say that, even though I feel like that's fucked up, how I'm not gonna acknowledge that he just can see.
But you already saying is you're not the only person. It sounds like you got a problem with the culture as a whole. It sounds like you're saying like, yo, we accept this as a whole. We move like this as a whole. But there are people. You're one of the people that's saying that's not cool. By your admission, you're saying the shit that we're doing isn't cool. Guess what? There's other people that agree with you. There's other people that in this same culture are not aligning with what you have a problem with. So what I'm saying is I have a problem with it, right? I'm not part of the ones that you have a problem with. And that's pushing back on the shit. So I'm able to say, yo, you're right. I don't like that bullet bag shit, bro. I hate that the way that women are acting towards the men now. I'm able to say that. But I'm also at the same time able to say I don't like this other shit as well. I can agree with you that the entirety of what's going on, like the general. Remember, we started this. You was like, there's a generalization, but we are not all monolithic. And that word, I know we've been hearing that lately. But I know we've been hearing that a lot lately. I ain't one of those. But at the same time, is I'm able to separate myself and say, yo, you know what? You're right. I do want to push back on the shit that's going on in my community. I don't like the fact that we're killing the shit we're killing each other. I don't like the fact that the police is killing us. I don't like the fact that white people think it's okay to say certain shit. I don't like the fact this whole pedophile pushing shit on everybody. I'm able to separate myself from the entirety of what's going on and the generalization that's going on and say, yes, I want to be different from that. I want to change the culture from within. Are we really arguing? Are we really on the, because it sounds like you on the same side.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing, but what I'm saying is I can't accept that as a stand simply because we aren't doing anything but complaining. Pardon me.
Yesterday, while he's having an allergy attack. Go ahead. What were you saying?
This shit burnt my eyes.
So what Paris was saying, I forgot what we were saying. We were talking about we were talking about the Kendrick shit, and I was just saying that I basically felt like that's exactly what this whole thing is about, right? Because it's Kendrick Lamar making a declaration to say, hey, you doing some shit that's weird. You shouldn't be able to do that. And while the sentiment is correct, what I'm saying is I really believe that. I don't think you should be able to joke about him, hit him, do none of that shit. So that's why I'm with what you're saying, Kendrick, against Andrew Schulz and anybody of that. But I'm also not with you all the way because, like I said, you had Dr. Dre at your pop-out. So I don't want to hear from you on, hold on.
I got you.
I don't want to hear from you on what we're going to do about black women. And these are the moves that you're making. I'm just saying if it's gonna be one thing, it gotta be the thing overall. We can't pick and choose when and when not. It's okay. It gotta be all the time or none of the time.
And let me retract. I would say that is the flaw in my specific logic, right? Because you're saying blanketed overall. Don't make it generalized. I mean, don't make it specific to a certain demographic. And I'm saying I'm making it specific to a certain demographic. So when I see Dr. Dre, who is a part of the culture, who has been a pivotal foundation in hip hop, right? It's fucked up what he has had a history of doing, and the culture still highlights him and recognizes him as, due his credibility in his work. Same thing with R. Kelly. Same thing with Diddy. These are men who are historically integrated into hip hop. And I guess, again, that's something that is flawed in me, because in my mind, it's like, well, they not going to say shit about Charlie Sheen. They not going to say shit about fucking Hunter Biden. They not going to say shit about fucking Donald Trump. They ain't said a motherfucking thing. And so it's like, until, I guess this is where Rick point comes in. Until we can get that stand of us being a conglomerate, I can talk shit about Dr. Dre. I can hold Dr. Dre accountable. The men around Dr. Dre that look like Dr. Dre, they can hold him accountable. But you grandstanding to tell me what I can't say because of some shit that I do over here is where you got me fucked up. This is my territory. So I would say that is something flawed in me, because I can't see that as being a flaw, because that's personal. But I stand beside that. Ain't nobody gonna tell me about black men. I would let a black man whoop my ass before I let a white man whoop my ass.
Oh shit!
And I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is, just be clear, I ain't got nothing to do with that last part. But
no, I'm not for domestic violence, guys. No. I'm just saying this is as extreme as it fucking gets. The entire conversation is extreme. So it's
let me say this, because see, this is what I'm talking about. What I was gonna say before I started sneezing like a goddamn kazoo was that as far as the culture goes, the reality is I'm just sick of the complaining, bro. That's all it be, because we don't do nothing as a unit, as a culture. We ain't did one thing in the name of black excellence to move forward as far as a unit, as far as the prosperity of the black image, et cetera, et cetera. So we're sitting up and we're saying all these things when we feel we're never doing anything about it. We're not getting involved in none of the city councils. We're not getting involved in none of the PTAs on just the largest basis. We're not doing a lot of these things when it counts. And then we're coming back and we're half pro-black or anti-Eurocentric whenever it suits us, but we don't actually do anything about it. Until you start doing something about it, you're just talking. And it doesn't matter what you say or how you feel when the other cultures can see that. People like Andrew Schulz can see that. People like other ethnicities can see that. So when we're sitting up here and everything is fuck you, I'm trying to get better than you, and I'm not doing nothing different than the next man, interpersonally and on a relationship basis, everything is stunt on the next one. The black chicks is trying to stunt on the black dudes. The black dudes is mad trying to stunt on the black chicks because of this. Everybody arguing, and I'm not saying this doesn't happen culturally. I know this for sure because I've had conversations with a lot of racists, even on spaces and things like that, where we talked about stuff like this, and they have the same literal issues. We just had one recently where we talking about how white women don't listen and things like that. So I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is these days, a couple sharp words from a white comedian about black women's hair, I don't think that should move black women. I don't think that should even appeal to black women, because any other time when we talk about these things as it relates to other ethnicities and culturally things that the black people need to be addressing as a unit, we say that's not our business. They white. So why when they say something that you don't like, you got all the time but they? But when I ask y'all to check out these motherfucking articles and things, or figure out who these Hollywood execs are that need to be prosecuted and things like that, to go along with the black men that need to be prosecuted for things like that, you say, I'm just doing whataboutism, when in all actuality, Bill Cosby went to jail for something he did in the 60s and 70s, right? And this is only to bring it back home. Nicky Giovanni was complaining about the 60s and 70s. Well, there ain't nothing else we can find in the 60s and 70s that need to be prosecuted as a black culture from the 60s and 70s. We can't find nothing. Just Bill Cosby. That's it. That's the only thing that happened. Well, we ain't get no reparations, no retributions, no nothing. And we happy with that.
I don't know about the 60s and 70s, but this week we got a new allegation against Brooklyn's president Fuck you yesterday. You ain't from here no more. You ain't from here no more.
I'm always from Brooklyn. I would do that.
They saying Jay-Z had got with Diddy in the room. I believe Jennifer Lopez apparently was in there. And they did something with a person who was 13 years old.
I'm not for this. I'm not standing against Jay-Z, Sean Carter. I don't agree with tearing him down. I don't have nothing negative to say about him as of right now. And I don't care what the age, what the limitations, what the environment was. I think it's time that we stop putting our cart before the horse and stop making public declarations of hatred when something just I don't like this. I'm not fucking with it. I'm not trying to take Beyonce's husband away from her. I'm not trying to take Blue, Remy, and Sir's dad away from them. I don't agree with that.
And we dive right back in, right? As we just talked about, right? The Andrew Schulz shit, it was all black women around the boom, boom. Then you go back 2 steps and it's boom. Now, just to be clear here, just to fuck them up yesterday, understand this is a civil suit accusation in which it involves Jay-Z. Now, I don't know if people know what you can file a civil suit for, but I can civilly sue you for not putting enough butter on my toast. Let's be clear here. You could sue somebody for anything civilly because you have to file the affidavit. So you can put whatever you want on that paper before the judge even hear it. We don't even know what's going to happen once the judge actually hears the accusations out. This might be a completely dismissed case of just a false accusation, and then it stops there. It might not even be a civil suit, minus the fact that there's no criminal case. So even if this is a civil suit, it will be almost impossible to prove a civil suit that's about a criminal action without a criminal case. How you gonna prove these things? How you, outside of saying that it happened, how do you prove any of this in a civil case, right? So people just need to, one, understand that we like who we like, we don't like who we don't like.
That's what I was gonna ask.
I can't be moved, and so that's why Kendrick and Andrew Schulz, call me whatever you want, I don't care, because the same thing, bro. So, damn, is there any black man that's rich and powerful that can just be rich and powerful at this point? Is there any one of them? Like, is there anybody that America wants to see? Like
they've been on Jay. They've been on Jay's ass for years. Ever since Solange bust his ass in that elevator, that he had a target on his back. Right. But I don't know if that has anything to do with this particular situation. Yesterday, you got feelings about this. What do you feel about this situation? And what's the difference between this and Diddy and all the other things? I think you and I was having a conversation about this. Go ahead.
The difference between this and Diddy, I think, is I feel like obviously there was a lot more rumblings with the Diddy shit, I think. So I think it's easier to get behind. But I think ultimately this whole thing just is really about, you know, who we like for real, right? Because I think even in the handling it, the reporting of it, people just have a certain amount of likability and respect for Jay-Z, and, you know, a benefit of doubt that he has that most other black people don't get. So, and I feel like that's just real. Even what Paris said at the end, when she was like, yo, I'm not trying to do this. I don't want to take Beyonce husband, Blue father. Like, people really believe and feel these things. Like, Jay-Z's not just the regular, you know, just a regular person at this point in time. So I feel like it's tough. Like, I don't want to, me personally, like you said, Paris, I don't want to make a public declaration one way or another. And like I told you before, like with the Kendrick shit, I'm not with putting pedophile or rapist or any of that shit on somebody's jacket with just no proof. You feel me? Like, certain shit we got to just stay away from, and we can't start making shit cool and making shit blendable. You feel me? So just like I said before, I'm not with that. Unless there's proof, unless there's something to show in the courts, I'm not with just tearing him down or making him out to be that. But I do think that we got to open it up and be able to have the conversation and can't just be on some shit like, oh, this can never happen.
Here's where I'm having the issue, right? I know, Tahoe, you got a little foot in the industry. I got a little foot in the industry. It's not, you know, very cemented or a very high presence. But we know people, right? There's an association to some degree. And I think in these situations, I'm getting a little bit more conservative in my thought process and a little bit more judgmental, because it starts to the entire, and this is not just for Jay-Z, this is just over the duration of years. And even when we seen the white guy with his ex-wife, and when they did their shit, and the Jonathan Majors, to me it gives money for it gives extortion, it gives like, it don't just stop there though. If it just stopped at, I just need to make this pay off. Because, with Trey Songz, I'm kind of like one of the people after 2, 3, 4 situations. And it ain't that much of a coincidence, my nigga. But in regards to just the entirety, it's like, where do we draw the line? Because you do got the Drea Michelle's, the Joey Chavis's, the Alexis Skies, the Black Chinas, the Amber Roses, like, it makes me feel very uneasy, because it's been the name of the game for as long as we know, for women to put themselves in proximity to powerful men, and they know quid pro quo until it no longer benefits them. And that's not to say that this is the situation with Jay-Z, but that just becomes where I had to stop and say, okay, no, every person isn't lying about being taken advantage of, but also every person doesn't have good intentions in regards to these processes. Because where does that leave these people who have established careers, who built their networks? They're not just because they're not regular people, but they also have fucking families. And at some point, we got to start acknowledging, if it's just that easy to do to a person in power, how easy is it to do it to my husband or my son or my brother?
But hold on, just to respond to that, Paris, like, we got to be honest here. Like, this doesn't just happen every day. There's not just gangs and gangs of niggas just getting thrown at them. So we gotta really be honest here. Like, this only happens to select people and select groups. This is not just we can just walk outside and find 10 of these niggas on the corner. So, like, say that again.
What
I'm
groups
kind of disagreeing with you, because now it's become more prevalent since the Me Too movement. And yes, it is. There's an updated current chart of what abuse is. Me and my cousin Sierra, we were talking about this. There's an updated current chart. And as past emotional, physical, financial, and mental abuse, which were the basis of it, that chart has now more umbrella sectors of it. Don't you know love bombing is considered abuse? So me trying to convince you I like you, if it was mutual, then me giving you a Rolex would be nothing. But if I'm just trying to come after you and pursue you, now that's harassment. So it's like, when you get to talking and saying, oh, this ain't every day, it's about to be a consistent reality for us, right? As a woman, I have to be honest with myself and say, I know women can be deceptive. That's not all women. That's not all victims. And we're not going to sit here and try to make it seem like it's women in the mass majority that this is happening to, as far as being taken advantage of. I just want to have a realistic approach to this, because, again, people don't realize how iffy that shit is until it hits your front door. It starts with people of higher power. Then the laws start running into effect. Then it's you. It's something so easy yesterday as me going out getting drunk at brunch and then popping up at your house and we fucking. The morning I wake up, you rape me.
But let's be real. They saying that him and Diddy passed a 13-year-old around. This isn't love bombing.
No. I'm not saying it's love bombing.
But also that's another.
Just making it to where my point is, right? Because I want to clarify that. My point is that there are so many other small, significant things that could be abuse or harassment or under the guise of sexual misconduct that you have to be careful how you approach these things altogether. Because again, if I pop up at your house drunk and we get it on, what stops me from the next morning saying I feel different with your DNA on me?
Like I said, that's a completely different situation, but I do understand you on that.
It's not different. This is
no,
what
listen.
it is.
No. What it is somebody's made an accusation at a particular time. Now, like I said, I know this is gonna be hard to hear, and I hate to be the person to say this, but we have to stop speaking like these things are out of the realm of possibilities. So, like, we're saying that Diddy could have did all this stuff. We're cool with everything they're saying about Diddy. He could have for sure did that. Soon as they say Jay-Z is next to him, it's impossible for that to happen. There's just no way that this it's.
Let me be clear
that's how it. That's where it was.
That's why you're interpreting it. That's not what I'm saying. And let me clarify. Absolutely.
Please.
I'm not saying no man is in no regard unable to be sexually abusive. I'm not saying no man has that, don't have that capability at all. I am saying that in this particular time, it is becoming so much more easier to take this route that you have to be careful about grandstanding being on anybody's side.
Well, see, and this is, I'm gonna say this. First things first, it will seem the only thing that black people hate more than a white man in power is a black man in power. And then also, as far as what Paris is saying, no, I think every guy should do themselves a favor and go look up what they state laws, actual statutes, and what constitutes rape, coercion, etc. I really think you should look that up because it is very easy. It is literally almost impossible to prove you didn't rape a woman you didn't have sex with if you didn't record it.
It's extremely easy. And me and Rick have had this conversation multiple times. It's very,
if that's the case, then why so many rape convictions get overturned? Why so many rape trials get?
I was just about to say less than 3% of people get convicted. So how is that even? How does those?
It's not about. I think.
I'm not saying the conviction. I'm talking about the accusation.
It's not the issue. It's always the accusation because you can't get rid of, right? And this is, again, I want to make it very clear. This don't mean that people aren't capable of doing heinous
shit.
Only
3% got convicted. The accusation is very high. You just said it yourself. So if we're saying that, then you got to sit there and think about it.
I'm saying from the accusations being a certain amount to the conviction rate being that low, it's a low conversion.
Right. But
that's what I'm saying.
But the conviction rate is that low only because the trial ends up in not guilty or whatever, because it's hard to prove, right? You're saying
it's not. No. It's not that it's hard to prove. It's a systematic breakdown when handling a rape case. That's just the fact. That's just the cold fact.
It is actually more difficult to prove because when you're talking about DNA, you're talking about people who have associations or the events that led up to it. It's a lot more to it.
To prove, I was never talking about to prove. I'm saying to be able to make the accusation.
Okay.
Like Paris said, anybody that gets drunk or anything like that, you can be accused. It's damn near impossible for you to prove that she can't say that's right. You would have to go to court, and then they would have to present the evidence. Then once they sift it, but you can't. You got to be like, hey.
The accusation, no.
Hey, this is so the text messages, and then they're gonna be like, boom, they'll read that, then they'll what you're saying is they'll make that discernment based off of how they assess the breakdown of the relationship dynamic to be. But there's a lot of scenarios where that doesn't happen. It's because the conviction rates aren't high. That's more so due to protocol. Because once again, if a chick knows the rules and knows what to get in order for to move that thing along, you go to the doctor, you get that rape kit, and you say this dude did whatever, it's gonna be proven right there as far as that goes. Now, then after that, there's a dynamic of you talking about what happened and whether or not it happened like that. But again, once you get accused of some shit, boy, that's not some shit you want on your jacket.
You basically
Yeah,
in the community.
You dead. You dead.
That's what I've been saying the whole time.
And then, like I said, when you're looking at it, it's especially heinous. Now, this is the thing I want to say to Tahoe. Tahoe, it's the same thing I ask people. Now, I'm not saying it didn't happen yesterday, but what I'm saying is, look, in these parties and things that y'all talk about, right, where everybody's doing all these things and everything like that, and there's 13-year-olds. For what I'm understanding about these parties were open-ended with people from the industry. So it was newcomers and a bunch of stuff like that, meaning people that Diddy doesn't know, Jay-Z doesn't know, this, that, and the third. So from the dossier, you saying they went out and boom, they procured this 13-year-old for the VMA Awards and brought her there, and then they just bowed, did all they did to her, then just let her run out. She ran to the gas station, cool. Boom, and they just let her just commit federal crimes and shit like that. They're just like, man, with a 13-year-old in front of everybody, and you don't know who's at these parties, is all I'm saying. So when I'm saying these things, there's no people coming out that have been called already like, oh, we got all these witnesses, and we never a lot of times see these cases through. The most we ever get is an accusation. That shit die down, and then after that, it becomes a part of that person's reputation until the next accusation. And after enough accusations, you become Trey Songz.
And let me say this too. Yesterday, to your point, right? The convictions for me are a problem. Because I believe that a lot of times what also plays into women not being believed is women not being as progressive in their ability to get their abuser convicted. So when you say things like, well, I'm afraid, when you say things like, well, nobody will believe me, when you say things like, well, I didn't know what to do, but we have all of these other resources, you know, your FBI instincts kick in when you need to go stalk a nigga baby mama. But when it's time to advocate for yourself, it's all of these other excuses to prohibit it. And you leave that perp out here amongst us. You leave that perp out here amongst us. And it's not victim blaming. It's more so saying we as women need a better support system amongst us, because some of us can be the problem too. We be having doubts. We be saying, oh, girl, that shit ain't happened to you. That nigga didn't do this, that, and the third. But that scares me so bad, because it's like, this can't continuously be the same narrative, the same way, well, I didn't know I was pregnant, can't be the narrative. Or, you know, he didn't want to keep the baby. It's like, at some point, right, you're not responsible for somebody taking advantage of you, but you are responsible for advocating for you. And if the reasons are there and shit like that, the more convictions is going to help us, because people will stop saying women are lying.
Yo, Paris. So I've been fired from a job, right? I had to get fired. I had to walk out of there. I had to, all of the friends that I had watch me walk out the job, right? And I remember I had something going on near that job. When I walked towards or past that building I got fired from, my stomach dropped, bro. I was looking over there. I didn't want to see the people that knew I got fired come out the building. It literally was somewhat traumatizing for me to even go near that place that I got fired from. What I'm saying when I say that is the emotional connection to what just happened to you. That trauma is crazy. This motherfucker pinned you down and took your most holiest. And you're saying and I swear to God, I'm not challenging you like that. I know that you don't mean it in no negative way.
Yeah, I'm not being foul
What I'm saying is asking them to relive that, to fucking just be mad strong and face this motherfucker. So many people say, "Oh, well, you did this or you did that." That shit ain't easy.
It's not. Here comes the cold part, Tahoe. Why you want me to give a fuck 20 years later about something you need to close the chapter to? This work you got to do personally. So if I can help support you in that moment through that breakup, I can help support you through that moment when you having an identity theft crisis or you getting an eviction. All this other shit is embarrassing. All this shit is traumatizing. These are personal issues that people go through. They have to deal with, whether they want to talk about them or not. I cannot tell you when to feel right just to tell your story or whatever the case may be. That's why I doubled down and said, maybe us as women need to be more supportive in this, because sometimes we're the problem. But I am saying that part of it is part of the problem is the lack of convictions, because that lack of convictions is so easy to say women lie, even when we're not. It's so easy to say that. And the reason why it's easy to say that, because there has been a repetitious history of us having the ability to just go say something without seeing this motherfucker. You can go get a restraining order. You can do other things. There are other resources. And no, it's not easy. No, it's not easy. Somebody taking advantage of you, hurting you, or anything. But it's not like just because it's not easy, you don't have the ability to help. Because again, all you did was just leave that vile individual outside to hurt somebody else.
But I think a part of this that you're missing is that most people do actually go through with things. The problem is that during the process, they're met with either bad police, bad investigators. By the time you even get to a certain point, you don't even want to do this shit no more, because the first 10 people I spoke to basically gave me ass to kiss. I'm just being real with you. Like, that's what happens a lot of the times.
I am not.
So I feel like
I'm not.
That's real.
I have said
that's really.
Women are not believed. Women are not believed. We're doubted. I've said multiple times. Even women are the problem. I never missed that.
Yeah, no. I'm saying, so I feel like I do think most times more than not, people or women want to stand up, and I believe they do stand up in the capacity that they can. But I think that at a certain point, with a lot of shit stacked against you, all of those systems that we're talking about that should be supporting the women end up being against them in that moment. So I don't really look at them waiting 20 years or however long it is. Like, I don't really look at that as a thing, because again, most people in that situation, giving everything that's going on, deduce that it's better just to stay quiet. Like, and I can't say that they're wrong for that.
This is
because
the cold part, right? This is the cold part. It's no different than a person losing their parent or a person losing their child. You may have your world stop right there. Everybody else's world went on. So now that you're ready to go and deal with that, you have to suffer the consequences of potentially dealing by yourself alone in that situation 20 years later, the same way you would have done it alone by yourself when it very first happened. This is just the consequence of it. It's not saying this shouldn't be this way, but the reality of it is everybody's not stopping their world because of something that happened to you X amount of time ago, and now you're ready to tell everybody, hey, shut the fuck up, this person did this.
But the same way that you're saying that, other people shouldn't tell her to then shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear that story. It should be the same thing on both sides.
Can I ask you and Tahoe a question? As men,
for me,
yeah, you and Tahoe, right? As men, is it possible, just possible, that another motherfucker is on the hot train to Accusation Street and Settlement Boulevard, and they filed a civil claim that they're hoping ultimately ends in them being able to collect some money if it works in their favor and things like that? Could it be that this is
how we know Hope didn't settle already?
He didn't. His statement already applied. I personally can tell you that I did the research on this. They already have been back and forth in litigation. They had already been talking when it first came up. He wasn't mentioned at all. Later, no,
I'm not talking about this case. I'm not talking about this. I'm not talking about the Tony Busby case. I'm talking about in general. I'm saying
similar prior.
No. Well, that wouldn't be
something else.
That wouldn't
something
be,
else.
That wouldn't be the same, because see what the other settlements that a person may have from accusation standpoint, as you know, legally sometimes artists settle things out of court simply because it hurts their public image to not do that, and whatever it is, the amount is inconsequential. In this particular situation, the accusation is so particularly heinous, though, that no one would probably settle, because you settling on a 13, that means you like, you see what I'm saying? So that's even why you're getting
this particular thing to go away.
That's even why you're getting
the reaction. But it can be flipped too. It could be one of those things like how Jay-Z is saying, like, yo, he basically tried to shake me down with this information, because again, just the accusation alone does enough damage.
As one would say,
it's tricky. It's a tricky thing.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't like when people are definitively on like the side of anything from an accusation standpoint in the world, simply because people have motivations behind things that you wouldn't imagine. Everything from you the reason why my mom broke up because they remember you playing on the fucking radio every time that something used to happen, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, from things like that from a mental standpoint to things that actually did occur. I'm not saying either or. I'm saying, again, a group of guys supposedly doing something in a group fashion to a 13-year-old that was then running through a celebrity party and running down the street 13 years ago. I mean, I'm sorry, 20 years ago, 24 years ago. That should be something that if you feel what I'm saying, there should be witnesses for these things that should be able to you feel me, corroborate.
But it needed to also be fucking prosecuted because it was a fucking child. So it's so weird because I'm gonna be honest with you. Yesterday, my issue ain't with this particular situation in general. It's with how these things come up regardless. I think it sets the tone for everything going forward.
Right.
That's why I'm taking the stance that I'm taking. But for this particular thing yesterday, Jay-Z knew it was coming public. That's why his statement.
I know that.
So when you say like it could be the other way, it's like no. If he would have settled, this probably would have never ever came out. But again, you got to sit there and think on a internal networking level. The public may not have known. But word get around. They do a lot of blackmail in the industry. They do a lot of you scratch my back, I scratch your back. The right person get that in their ear and say, you know, he settled on a settlement for raping a 13-year-old. It's like that.
But that's what I'm saying now, though. That's the exactly to your point just now is what I'm saying. Like how we don't know that he didn't settle previously. That's why this is even being brought up in the first place. That's what I'm saying.
There's no connection. Even if you're saying, how do we not know? For real, like Jay-Z, this is not unbelievable with Jay-Z because of Foxy Brown. I know everybody keeps saying Beyonce. No, it's not Beyonce. It's because of Foxy. Foxy was actually
R. Kelly.
Beyonce is only 12 years. Well, I don't give a fuck about the R. Kelly situation. I'm talking about somebody he was actually fucking. I'm not talking about what him.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah.
I'm saying he was fucking Foxy. She was a teenager. Bottom line. I'm saying that's exactly what happened. The only issue here is that Foxy herself is not trying to take no action against him.
Take Jay-Z down.
She said she was not a victim. That's what she said. So that's cool. I don't have no problem with that. I'm saying for this particular situation, it is not difficult to believe because Jay-Z has had attached associations and it's been separated years ago. But I'm still not with tearing him down off of some heinous rumor. I'm not for it. I'm just not gonna do it.
Right.
Malcolm in the chat says, are we just instantly saying Jay-Z didn't do it? Did Beyonce not happen? Was he not in a group of guys that was drooling over Aaliyah? I say let's wait till it all comes out and reserve judgment.
No, but see, it's just the last part. See,
he was an adult. And we don't even confirm Aaliyah's age. She actually was with R. Kelly. Her Aaliyah, we don't know what her age was when her and Jay-Z was actually dealing with each other. Foxy Brown is confirmed, but them other two are not.
No, but see, it's the last part of what Malcolm said. Let's reserve the judgment. That's all I'm saying. Listen, all I'm saying is at this point, y'all, if you're not looking at the media, the Me Too movement started by some white chicks, supposed to be for, prosecuting all the white guys and all of the perpetrators and things in Hollywood, very quickly turned into the black guy show. And then after that, it has not stopped in terms of the people they have went after. Now, I'm not saying that these people don't deserve the accusations because we don't know. What I'm saying is nothing has been proven about anybody yet. On the real, even Diddy, even though all his shit, definitely the craziest shit you ever heard in your life, right? But this shit ain't been proven, first off. And then the other part is, if we been, like yesterday is saying, we don't keep that same energy within, like keeping everything on that level. It's just the people that they dislike. Because when it's something against somebody they do like, then that's if it's an underdog or something, then it's fight. No, we don't believe that. But like again, Jay-Z doesn't have the same accusations as Diddy ever had, right? He was never the freak ball.
This one's crazy.
Or the right, you know what I mean? He was never the freaky nigga of the industry. So this how I'm gonna say it as a man. To me, he was never regarded as the freaky nigga of the industry like Diddy and shit, like right. So
wait a minute,
I can't just
a new breakthrough just came up with this. She just said with Jay-Z this exact situation. The woman accusing Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs of raping her when she was 13 years old has addressed some inconsistencies in her report. Speaking with NBC News, the woman whose identity remains protected as Jane Doe said, not all the faces are clear in her recollection of what happened to her over 20 years ago. She told NBC, I have made some mistakes. I may have made a mistake in identifying. And the Variety just posted this. Like this just got posted.
The Rock Nation arm is strong as hell.
Oh, that's
always That's why I don't like. That's why I don't like this shit.
I'm not gonna lie.
Now it's just gonna be.
Yo, listen. I'm not saying. Listen. This is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say salute, but this is what I will say. We've seen a lot of niggas get accused. We ain't never seen niggas do that.
Now, when you
never seen that, we haven't seen that. Hold up, we ain't see that happen. I'm saying this shit came out on Sunday night. It is Friday night. Friday night. I'm just saying we never seen no shit like that before. I'm not saying it's cap. I'm just saying, bro. Come on.
Why we can't be upset?
Hold on. Here's the thing, Rick, right?
They didn't even know who she was, bro. How did the Rock Nation do anything? It's still Jane Doe. They never got her name, bro.
That was where I was gonna go with it.
Right.
Jay-Z,
hold on. Stop. Hold on.
The issue of what you're saying is, one, you're basically implying that Jay-Z's already guilty. The other part of that is you're discrediting Tony, because Tony Busby is one of the most profitable high-power attorneys in the fucking country. So you're basically saying that Tony don't know how to do his fucking job. And the third part about that is you're saying everything that happens in Jay-Z's favor is not because he actually does hard work, but because he got somebody on the other end that's fucking everybody over. And I think
now Paris. Now hold on.
You basically
Paris,
saying Jay-Z is
hold on. No, hold up, Rick. Paris, you know this better than anybody. You know that they have a very strong hold on media. From the moment that accusation came out on Sunday, we've seen a media blitz like we've never seen. Come on.
What?
But do you know why?
Come on. Give it a beat.
And it has nothing to do with Jay-Z. If you know who Tony Busby is, you know as soon as this hit the media, Tony Busby was gonna be all over the fucking media. If you
No. No. I did.
Jay-Z is not a media person. And then he's not a media person to the point where he's an attention. He's a media person. He's media trained. He's PR trained. He's not an attention whore. Him and his wife, they're long drawn from being attention whores.
No.
You got to realize this. I don't like this notion because we just had this conversation. You cannot say heinous shit about people and then orchestrate and narrate the way they start moving after the heinous shit said. You cannot do that. You basically do the same shit the bitch did in the video.
Right, and that's my problem.
Hold on. All right, hold on, because I see what's going on here.
You gonna make the accusation real.
No. I see what y'all trying to do. Hold on.
He's the one that makes it real.
I see what y'all trying to do.
He's proven.
No, I see what y'all trying to do.
You remember that time y'all Rock Nation silenced that one chick that accused Jay-Z of that one thing? He gonna be the one.
He gonna be the one. I'm letting you know. That's what he gonna do. But go ahead, yesterday. What are you gonna say?
Listen. All I'm saying is this. I'm happy that I wanted to get cleared up as fast as possible. But what I'm saying is, we have to acknowledge the facts. There's been a lot of niggas accused. There's been a lot of people we would have wanted this justice for a long time ago. We want to see things move this fast for a lot of people. I'm just saying, it's only moving this fast because it's Jay-Z. That's all that I'm saying. That's all I. No.
Her father spoke with NBC. Her father stated again. They don't even know this girl. Her father stated. Hold on. I'm telling you what was said. Her father stated he don't know.
Read it from fast.
Up that night after the alleged attack, he told NBC News he doesn't recall such an event and noted the distance from their home in Rochester, New York, to Manhattan would have been a 5-hour drive. He added that he would remember something so significant, but does not. And the thing about it is, right? I want you to know yesterday that the attorney that was initially representing all these victims in Diddy case, the judge started saying, unless these people are minors, you can no longer hide their identity from the hotline.
Yep. Yep, I read that. I remember that.
Because
so with this being said,
wait, hold on.
We're getting so many people, and again, I'm not saying that Jay-Z is not capable of this. Please don't take it that way. I'm just saying that we so quick to convict in the court of public opinion when it really just should be a conversation of I'm just minding my motherfucking business. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But Tony Busby is a clout chaser. He runs after media.
No. What? No. Once he did the hotline shit in the press conference and the 100 victims for Diddy, it's like, okay, we kind of see what's going on. But what I'm saying is, we're not gonna sit here and act like this happens every day. That's all I'm saying. Like, we can say whatever we want. This don't happen every day. I wish that it did. I wish that this happened.
Well,
I want the same energy. Hold up, Rick. I want the same energy for everybody. I want everybody that is in these positions can be vindicated in under a week. I would love that. I would support that 1,000,000%. That's what I'm saying.
I hear, but see, I detect a bit of sarcasm, brother. And the thing is, once again, you don't have.
I'm not.
You don't. No, you don't.
I swear I'm not, yo.
Listen. You don't have to save the memory, brother. Listen. All I'm saying is, if things are, what I'm saying, what's done in the dark gonna come to the light. You know what I mean? And you ain't got to try to force it. I feel like black people, for some reason, they hate the justice system, but they love being a vigilante. They love championing they local rapper getting, like I said, fucking justice, but they don't never give a fuck about people like who to do the white offensive tackle from Seattle that played on Seattle that beat his black girlfriend that he thought to death, was eating dinner beside her, and then what's his name? Let me look him up, man, real quick, because like this shit be getting to me, man. When they be doing this shit, because like I be talking about shit like that. Motherfuckers don't give a fuck about none of that shit. They only give a fuck about this shit because it's their favorite rapper they love to hate, and it's salacious. And that's what gets to me. Because if you really meant it, then you would do it all the time, or at the bare minimum, you would do it across a array of facets where this is actually something that you focus on. But you don't. What you're doing is you are a championer of hater mentality. And because the media has decided that they hate Jay-Z because he made bad decisions with the NFL, and he fucked up the world.
Wait, we feel like the media hate Jay-Z? I don't think the media hate Jay-Z.
What? Come on now, bro. Like, if you can see,
for the last few years after that bulge in the elevator shit, like he don't get a.
Come on, Tahoe. I'm bullshit.
Wait, hold on. Because you remember, social media and the media is
No, social media is the media. I'm new media. I'm social media.
New media. I'm talking about old publications versus new media. That's what I'm saying.
And
those
what
are two
I'm
different
saying
things.
to you is yesterday, Beyonce gets great publicity. Jay-Z, even when he went out and did the whole thing after Colin Kaepernick, he has not gotten exceptional reviews overall in the media.
Right.
It's not true.
He's a black dude that's been with it, right? Beyonce is a successful
hated. I think hated is strong, but okay. I can roll.
No. He just doesn't.
I can roll after the Colin Kaepernick shit.
Listen, as soon as Diddy got indicted, motherfuckers was saying Jay-Z next. The only thing about it was again, am I lying, Tahoe? That was the
Jaguar. The Jaguar rights of the world.
Long Bella, the critically acclaimed psychic that's been getting it right for years.
Medium, that medium,
Like, so it's like, right, this is what I'm saying. This is a common thing that they do, right? But it's only with the black dudes, right? Like, again, the same thing with rapper Rico. And everybody cool with all the way they indicted all these rappers, the YSLs and all of it. I'm not saying these guys.
You just know they did it. Just know they did it.
Listen. Everything about the rock star lifestyle is being a criminal, but they're never indicted for shit. Right? That's what being a rock star is, right? Is large parties with a bunch of girls that are doing a whole bunch of raging against the machine and et cetera, and we drinking and we smoking and we don't give a fuck about the government and anarchy. That's what this hard metal rock shit be about, right? What are the indictments? Right? But rap Ricos is a thing. See what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that they should be prosecuted, but if you really for prosecution based off of lifestyles and music or the promotion of violence and things in music being detrimental to the community, then there's other communities that are doing these that are never being prosecuted under that same statute.
And why
that's all I'm saying.
Here's the thing: why can't it be the other way around? Why can't it be a white girl who is trained sack chaser? Why can't it be this situation? Obliterating the fact that just excuse the fact that it's her age at the time of this incident. That's a fucking adult now. That's a real grown bitch now. The only reason why she was even able to keep her identity secret is because the time she said this shit happened, she was a minor. And he was trying to get her to reveal her identity because she's no longer a minor. So that technicality exists. But if it was any other time, it would have been, man, these white bitches always want our bread. They always coming out there. And I don't get double-mindedness. It'd be real hypocritical. Because on one end, it's, man, the system got us fucked up. They always doing us wrong and this, that, and the third. But when a nigga with some bread got some money to fight, it's automatically, his money made it go away. So which one?
I don't know if I should bring this
up. Both things could be true. Both things could be true.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, the fuck it's not. The system get him wrong.
And I'm sick of it.
When they do
both things could be true.
No, listen, we sick of you.
I get it. I get it. But you just gonna give it a B here. Like,
I don't know if I should bring this up right now, but y'all saw this story came out today. A Crystal Magnum, who said that she made up a story that wasn't true about the people.
Who?
The black lady.
Yeah. And she made up a story about the people at
the white guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Three dudes. Yeah. I see that.
A black woman, and she just said she lied on all of them just because she wanted validation.
But I thought it was nasty in the comments that people said that it was okay because white women did it before. I thought that was nasty. I thought that was nasty.
All right. I know I done had y'all here for damn near 3 hours. I do want to just want to ask y'all this. Remy Ma versus Papoose. We seen this shit hit the timeline. How y'all feel about this situation? Paris, you had something interesting to say about this. I want to hear your submission.
I didn't even look at your stuff, Paris, because I was waiting for this.
To be honest with you, I feel like somewhere along the lines, Papoose started enabling her bad behavior. That's why she spiraled. Never seen her behave like that. Never seen her do anything like that as far as her relationships. For a year, we done known this bitch been cheating. For a year. And she been gaslighting everybody in the public. But somewhere along the line, he's not the cause of her cheating, but he is the cause of her outlandish public disrespect.
Yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, bro, I just thought
why didn't he just leave, bro? Why didn't he leave? Why didn't he leave? That's what I want to know.
Why he just leave the crib?
She has made allegations. First of all, the dude that she was messing with publicly. My problem with the whole situation was the shit was public. But what if
that was from the dude though?
Separated. What if they was already separated? That's what she's saying. That's what the dude said. Like, yo, they already wasn't messing with each other for a minute.
So, but I think, even if that was the case, right? you running your mouth telling the battle rap community that this is going on, only for them to then use in said battle raps.
I mean, niggas be pillow talking, bro. Niggas don't be following no code.
Well, you gotta.
He follow no code anyway. He don't look like.
Well, you gotta be.
He look like he can rap, and he made it into the rap real nigga circuit. But he don't look like that to me. But at the end of the day,
you gotta be prepared. You gotta be prepared to get knocked out.
At the end of the day, does that mean that Pap really had a reason to knock him out or to hit him?
Yeah.
What if Pap just felt like, yo, I don't like the fact that you fucking my wife, even though we separate?
Bro, from my understanding, remember she started her battle rap event, I think a couple years ago. Pap was going to every event. So Pap is standing next to her while she's throwing these battles. She's meeting the rappers. He's doing the, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he's there while the business is going on. So not only did you shake my hand and we had some type of exchange, but
that don't mean we're friends.
I didn't say that we was friends. Papoose said it in his post. I didn't knock you out because I just wanted to knock you out. I knocked you out because you shook my hand and then you fucked my wife.
You Papoose. I shook your hand, but we not friends.
You gotta be prepared. You gotta be prepared for what comes with that.
No, the thing is, I mean, if you watch the battle rap, I mean, this shit been old. Like
this shit been, it's been a thing.
But no, you acting like no, like I don't need a reason to knock a nigga out. I could knock a nigga out just because I'm an ignorant nigga and I knock niggas out. But if you want to go on a knocking a nigga out scale, I think a nigga fucking a nigga wife in any capacity is pretty high up, right? Like I feel like if it's a reason to knock a nigga out, no matter how you slice it, you fucking my bitch give me free reigns at least at one of these to your noggin, right? You fuck my wife because see like. There's a difference when you fuck niggas girls, like that's cool. When you fuck a nigga wife, like you fucking up like paperwork potentially, bitch. Like you might, this shit might end up in me like, oh yeah, like y'all.
So why he ain't leave? So why he didn't take her to divorce court and file adultery and infidelity, especially since she's saying she got the bag.
Why niggas always say that shit like divorce court and adultery court, as you want to say, is fucking free. Nigga, you gotta have that bag to do that shit. And then that shit can come down to a lot of shit when it comes to arbitration. And then you gotta talk about the battle for custody along with the settlement of properties, et cetera, et cetera.
You would say with your wife,
it might be more beneficial. It might be more beneficial financially.
With a battle rapper publicly?
In the South, it's a song that says it's cheaper to keep her.
Yeah.
And you gotta understand that
dog, you're a gold digger. Now you're a gold digger.
It's audio for this. It's audio for this woman.
I'm a smart nigga, and if we're gonna leave,
say that again.
Paris says she got audio. You know, Paris got this.
Or the Jay-Z shit.
Yeah.
Or they spoke to NBC like a audio type shit.
Yeah. And the woman is autistic.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, I wanted to say too, Jay-Z did first meet Beyonce at 16, but he didn't actually start dating her till she was an adult. That was because of Matthew. Matthew wouldn't even let them work with R. Kelly. I want you to realize Matthew was a motherfucking beast. He never played about them girls. So the intentions that Jay-Z was ever able to be a predator towards her was never accurate because of her dad.
And that's when he was her manager, and he was all over that.
He was all over them, all in their business. They could go
when they were young.
Kelly actually lived with them, so no,
when they were young.
It wasn't that for Beyonce. She was very protected.
I definitely see Malcolm saying all that stuff, and I'm just like, all right, I'm letting y'all rock today. But okay. My thing is, my whole question with this situation, right? And yesterday, you and I was having this conversation about Remy and Pap. Why didn't Pap leave? Are you messing with are you staying in a house with a chick that's publicly out fucking with another nigga? She out with him, in love with him, hugging up on him, it's all over the place. You're staying?
How much am I getting? How much are my checks from the Alphabet Slaughter per month?
Not a lot,
bro. It don't cost no bread to go to sleep and not fuck this bitch.
Yo, Rick, you see what I'm saying, bro?
Like it costs $0 for me to go fuck my
I get to stay with my kid.
Right, like
don't gotta pay rent, and you gotta just go with a lower budget version of me, and I get to still fuck bitches on the side.
Y'all
just not in here.
Y'all pride is for sale.
No, nigga, my pride is not for sale.
As a man, you cool with that? Yo, I'm gonna live off the land.
First off, you gonna
as a man, y'all cool with that?
No, you gonna.
You asked if I was papoose.
Right, and you gonna stop different.
You asked if I was papoose.
That is papoose, right? Because let's be clear, papoose was always represented as the good guy. Like now, see, this is what I don't like, Tahoe. Just because a woman say something, don't make it real. Because we ain't never ever.
That's the shit that he did.
Like, yeah, bro. Like bro, we ain't never thought of papoose as no cheating ass nigga. There's no domestic violence.
Super getting money, nigga.
Right,
no,
right, none of that, bro. He was just loving, holding down Remy, papoose.
Gino Green galore.
Right, we know him for holding down Remy and for that.
And you know what's crazy though, Rick?
That one Busta Rhymes verse.
Listen, what's so crazy is the whole time Remy was in jail. If he really wanted to, he could have just rolled her way with Fat Joe now, and he never did that. That man didn't even start popping back out until it was time for her to get ready and come home. When she got released, he started doing a little media shit. But then when she did get released, that's when we seen him right when they was doing Love and Hip Hop. After Love and Hip Hop, after they got off that, we don't even see Papoose for real no more unless he freestyling in the car.
I think people forgot that Papoose went cold before she even went to jail. That's why her going to jail was like, he's gonna stick with her type shit. And Fat Joe and them, they had kind of teetered off a little bit too. You remember when she came out of jail and like, what was that, 2014? That's when Fat Joe came out with the song All the Way Up. That was Fat Joe's resurgence back into the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's been a long time that Papoose has been in that box, I would say. You get what I'm saying? So I don't think we expect that much out of Papoose at this point. Like,
no, I don't expect much out of him as far as
what you mean? Don't expect
online. I don't expect as much as far as his online visibility. I don't expect that much out of him.
He got what? Papoose done popped out. This was the real. Fuck this shit. I'm tired of talking like y'all motherfuckers on some shit. This the real. Remy mad that Papoose leveled up so quickly and just dropped dick on a bitch. Now he out here popping out with a world champion, world-class fighter that's looked at as one of the greatest of all time in her actual field. Remy was never the greatest of all time, even in her actual category. So if we being real, career, no, I'm saying, like, and I love Remy. Paris know this. This is my girl, but I'm saying the reality is, I'm saying from the woman mentality is, Remy is looking at it like, okay, boom, she do her thing. But the fact is, Clarissa Shulz is a very accomplished woman for just 29. She talking about retiring, right? 5
gold medals.
Like this is a elite of all time woman that he's now talking to. That's that want to go to sleep on the phone with him. When you thought he, like you just said, when you thought he was nothing but bum ass Pat. That's what you thought he was. Just bum ass, got nothing going on.
Yeah,
Papoose. Yeah. Check. That's why Clarissa asked her, why you not talking to the other bitches? Because you don't care about them. You like, cause I'm a different bitch. I'm rich for real. You know that. I got endorsements for real. I can really beat your ass for real. You can't do none of that shit with me. If you're not finna talk about shit with me, then you can literally not. Like, people like, oh no, man, Remy from the Bronx, she might get her. They pay people to beat this bitch ass, and they can't. So what makes you think Remy gonna get her old 45-year-old ass up here with this 29-year-old specimen of a woman and do anything to her?
But that's not what I was saying. I wasn't talking about we don't think much, and I don't think that was what yesterday was saying either. When we saying we don't think much of Papoose in that regard, we were talking about social media wise. We don't see him being a boisterous person on the internet. That just was never his flavor. Like, he'll post about him doing a freestyle here and there in the car, But if it don't hit the blogs, unless you follow Papoose, you're not gonna see that shit.
You don't know nothing about Papoose.
You don't know nothing about what's going on with him. And if Remy don't post him at the school with the baby, or she don't post a video with him and the baby, you're not gonna see that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
So Tahoe, so why would you want to leave that, Tahoe?
I'm not saying just out publicly just doing her like that, and my image of this whole relationship was me holding her down and all of this. Like
it was bad from the get go. Now that you think about it, when you put it into context, but like it's just
I like what Rick said though. Rick actually really did make a point that I didn't even think about. Where Remy, like, why would she do that? Go public? Like the man, not only did he hold you down, that's a long time ago. But ever since you was cheating, he ain't even say nothing. He took another shot to his ego that whole time. He ain't say nothing. Now, when you see me messing with somebody, you not only trying to blow up that I'm messing with her, you trying to fuck it up with her too. Talking about that I got another chick and she ain't the only one. Let's think about the mentality of that. What's the point?
But Shorty has a fiance.
But the things that you're saying, you're actually trying to mess up what I got going on with this girl. If you didn't care about nothing, you got your own nigga over here and all that. Why do you even care who I'm fucking with like that? Why are you even bringing up the other chick that I'm fucking with in Cali? And he got 2 girlfriends. Why? What's the motive?
That was hate.
That's hate.
And
that goes into what Rick is saying. This is all about you being jealous. Now, I don't know all this other shit that she's saying, bro. Pap, the girl is basically asking Pap for attention. She's like, you don't buy me gifts, you don't buy me flowers, you can't spend time like this, that with me. Remy, you out here moving like you in love with the nigga. You all up under the Christmas tree. You all on stage. We see them in videos. You looking all flustered around the nigga. Like you really just out here playing yourself because the national impression of y'all relationship was that this is goals.
Yeah, this is gold. Like you don't get this. Like y'all got something special. But I'm gonna be honest with you. That also leaves me like I already said it at first. Like Remy ain't innocent at all. She ain't no motherfucking victim either. But it leads me to believe that Papoose ain't as innocent either. Because even if you volunteered her for a divorce, logic says, why ain't you leaving the house?
Why are you saying that? Damn,
I asked you 5 minutes ago. I asked y'all 5 minutes ago.
I'm going to my mom's crib.
The fuck? I live in a mansion with you. We got a fucking 10,000 square foot plus home. Bitch, I'm going to the other room. Suck my dick.
You bugging out.
What you talking about? You wildin'. I'm not moving. I'm not doing shit. I'm gonna wake up.
Tal, you bugging out, Tal. I just asked you.
Like what?
I'm leaving.
I just asked you, Tal. How much are these alphabet slaughter checks?
And Rick, the reason why I don't see it is because the way she done got to the point of her calling him abuser, saying he asked, posting his text message.
He said everything.
She was doing this in real time. So if she's doing this in real time to us,
went right through the playbook.
No, I just know she's the type of person where this nigga picking her up in front of the house. She's the type of person where she walking in the house on the phone all loud with him and shit like that on FaceTime. She don't give a fuck. He probably did choke the shit out of her. Bitch, who you think you is?
What was her first caption when she posted it? She talking about he done fell asleep on the phone with this bitch in my house.
She walked in the house at 3 o'clock in the morning because this shit happened at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
So this when you popping off, you screenshot it, you in my house. So you know how she talking to him. So you talking to him. It's like this is
that right there lets me know, like, Rick, you just feel like you'll be able to tolerate that hell.
No.
What Papoose was saying, but realistically, that was just bad from the get-go. Because if she was already on that, you already know she was doing some mad, crazy shit when we did know about it.
Yeah. Paris, but that's what Paris. Let me tie this in too. Cause see, this is all her just saying you not my Papoose just had to say you not my supervisor. Cause at the current time, oh girl, right. Yeah, you ain't seeing it, but I'm telling you, they think they're your supervisor. So you just have to again, Remy Ma was looking at Pap like some shit at the crib that's watching his daughter. Right. I mean, Listen to this here, bro. The most misogynistic person you know is a woman that pay the bills.
Oh, hell yeah.
100%. I don't give a fuck about none of that other shit people say. That motherfucker don't want to hear shit. A nigga gotta say in her crib, bitch, get out, suck nigga, go.
Especially if she popular too.
What? And they really got paper, but again, from what the understanding is, they got a lot of this stuff together. So they have to be wanting to split this shit amicably. And I'm guaranteeing Remy don't want to get none of this shit up. And she acting like this. Imagine her wanting to be like split the property.
I think if they went to divorce court, he would win off of the last year alone. All he gotta do is go play that goddamn rap battle.
That's probably why she don't want it. That's probably why she's not gonna sign the papers.
Right, because she know he gonna take her to the cleaners.
I'm gonna put this nigga right up. Hell no.
Right.
Right up in the game. Hell no.
So then, boom, right. You gonna divorce him, he gonna go right up. Now he got one of the cribs, because y'all probably got a couple cribs. Maybe been in the game for a minute. She'd have made a little paper. So they probably got a couple cribs over. They're gonna divide them estates, this, and the third. He move out, he gonna take custody of the kids, because again, he got the better track record, the better history, the better image, all together. So boom, now you splitting that. You gotta go.
We got a bag,
Come on, bro. She's not trying to do that.
She got a rap sheet. Her son got a fucking rap sheet. Hell, she already looking like an incompetent parent on paper.
Hell yeah. But my thing, I still don't understand if that's all the case, then why not just take it to divorce court? You knew you was going to get a crib out the deal. You knew you was going to get some bread out the deal. You knew that.
Asked her for the divorce.
Again, you got to spend bread to do that. I hate when people just say, that about anything. When they talk about
the lawyer wouldn't take that off the back end?
No, bro, not all the time.
Lawyer for divorce, for family court, they want that shit up front.
Right, especially depending on the contingency.
Because it's not an likely. Right. It's not okay. So because I was doing pre-law and shit like that, it's not the same as like if you went and you had an insurance claim. If you had an insurance claim, some lawyers will take it without no retainer or nothing up front because it's a guarantee of the money coming. Now, if you're talking about family court, divorce court, this, that, and the third, they want their fucking retainer, and then you still got to pay the bills at the end, and that's how they factor in who's going to pay the court costs and what they're asking for, this, that, and third. Because the attorneys get paid first, then you get your shit.
Right, you can't guarantee them that. So like with family court,
divorce you can't guarantee
court, like so people just be saying like, oh yeah, we'll just go fight it. Like again, I ain't saying Papoose broke because Lord knows I don't think he is, but. Especially not compared to like regular nigga standards. I don't think he rich, but I don't think he broke.
What money he got coming in, bro?
He pop, bro. First off, he has like probably.
I just asked y'all how much the check was earlier,
bro. His net worth, even when you search him, said 500,000.
Her net worth is 4 million. Remy Ma's net worth is 4 million. His is 500,000.
Right, but 500,000 is still money, bro. That's not a broke nigga, bro.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Rick. I believe 500 is like the lowest that you could put on some shit like that. I don't think you could go lower than that, like on the metric.
No. You definitely, you most certainly can.
Her net worth is 5 million, so she does have more money than Remy. Net worth.
Who's good?
He the broke nigga. They taking care of him.
No,
they both take care of him.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. They are the ones.
More Yankee fitteds. More Yankee fitteds. More Yankee fitteds to come.
Alpha females need love too, right? So
listen,
it's been a long show, y'all. I'm ready to let y'all go back, do y'all thing. I really appreciate y'all being here. Rick, tell these people where to find you, what you got going on, man.
You can follow me on all platforms at RICKCODE. My name, Rick Cole. You can follow the Poor Podcast on YouTube at YNHT Films. You can follow us on Twitter and everything else at The Poor Podcast. I'll send y'all the links. I got, like I said, we got some new series coming up with a lot of automotive parts and shit like that. We do different shit, but we also do travel reviews. So my partner was at the taping of the Netflix is a joke shit, and then we do shit like that. interview people like Staples and shit like that. We do a bunch of that. So check us out, and it's been a blast, man. Appreciate you, man.
Dope. Thank you, bro. Paris.
I
can't wait to get off of here.
Everywhere. I'm on TikTok at _Paradise Paris. I'm on YouTube at Just Landing in Paris, or the tag is going to be _Paradise Paris. On Twitter, _Paradise Paris 1. Really don't matter. You can find me on Twitter anyways. Just put in Paris. I'm somewhere popping up. And of course on Instagram at Paradise Paris. I no longer have a Facebook, but you can also email me for business inquiries. You want to collab or whatever the case may be. Even promo. I do promo at contact.paradiseparis@gmail.com.
And support Paris at $Paradise Paris. If you got Cash App, send her a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to, I ain't hard to put no money. I'm not no broke bitch. I actually just got a promotion.
Oh, congratulations on the promotion, Paris, for real.
Congratulations.
It ain't went into effect yet, but it's definitely mine.
I do want to say thank y'all so much for being here with me for this amount of time on a Friday night. It's freezing here. I don't know about where y'all at.
My dog, Rick be saying he dead, but that's your uncle. You let your uncle tell you not fucking dead.
He need a haircut, Paris.
You need a haircut. Mind your business. The winter time in Texas, my son.
Oh man.
He goes to.
You gotta pull his hair back a little bit. Give him a little body.
You tell Tahoe you got a vet bill. You got all of that stuff. We take you all the time. You go get trimmed. He even get a report card.
Yesterday, what you got going on? You just sent me your album. You working on a new album?
I'm working on a new album. That's it. Working on a new album right now. Get ready to leave out with you on Sunday. We got a show this Sunday, December 15th, Washington D.C. Hard or Soft live show. I'll definitely be in the building. We'll be there working.
Pull up at the live show. Go to thehardorsoft.show.com to get tickets. I should have said that in the beginning. Damn. Thank you for the fucking promotion. Yo. Next week, we back with Dodge and Trom. It's so shameless, y'all. We in this. I hope y'all on Wi-Fi so this shit